Baby, come in when you get up and get out and get off. And I hit you when I get down and get in and get on. Just come in when you get up and get out and get off. And I hit you when I get down and get in and get on. Just come in when you get up and get out and get off. And I hit you when I get down and get in and get on. Baby, you could just come in when you get up and get out and get off. And I hit you when I get down and get in and get on. Ay, look, pulling up in your driveway, treat it like it's my drive-thru. Hit me up when you find time, find a way to come find you. Come to find I can't live without you. Baby could, but with a funny neck. She don't worry about where I'm going. She just know that I'm coming back. She throw it back like back to back. Flipping over like acrobat. Kicking game, that's hacky sack. We still kick it right after that. No shit catching my hands right. Picture at me, I reel it in. Playing all of my heartstrings, and I swore I wasn't gonna feel again. Just come in when you get up and get out and get off. And I hit you when I get down and get in and get on. Just come in when you get up and get out and get off. And I hit you when I get down and get in and get on. My shawty, my baby, my boo thing. Changing the color, my mood ring. Make you think about your old thing. When you done moved on to a new thing. We done broke up and got right back. Cause they don't really make them quite like that. And she don't really make it too easy either. I hate to hate her, I need to need her. My favorite feature, my plus one. We roll a couple, then bust one. Call me up when your shift over. Meet you there and I lift over. R&B playlist singing to us. You ain't gotta cook, they'll bring it to us. Movie on, but we'll never watch it. Your neighbors hate it, they'll never stop it. Just come in when you get up and get out and get off. And I hit you when I get down and get in and get on. Just come in when you get up and get out and get off. And I hit you when I get down and get in and get on. Just come in when you get up and get out and get off. And I hit you when I get down and get in and get on. Baby, you could just come in when you get up and get out and get on. And I hit you when I get down and get in and get on.
And I'm really addicted to you. All of my attention I've been giving to you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. On my mind, I can't lie. On my mind, I can't lie. Hold you down till you try. Hold you down till you try. All the time, he's my mind. All the time, he's my mind. I know that you're dangerous, I'm addicted to you. I might rent the Lambo, we go driving like it's on me. I've been living wild, I'm just going through the motions. Something out the Uber got my hand, gave me a notion. Swimming in your water, but it feels just like the ocean. I feel like I've really been addicted to you. All of my attention I've been giving to you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. On my mind, I can't lie. On my mind, I can't lie. Hold you down till you try. Hold you down till you try. All the time, he's my mind. All the time, he's my mind. I know that you're dangerous, I'm addicted to you. I was sipping more for 2 years straight to the face. Champagne belly bubble still won't go away. Last year my best man hit a stain with bad face. Now he's gotta help me underwater cold case. I wake up with face of time and never go away. Wonder why I bow down to my knees when I pray. In my city, gritty, gotta keep it on your waist. Or you might be a victim, they'll find you DOA. I feel like I've really been addicted to you. All of my attention I've been giving to you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. On my mind, I can't lie. On my mind, I can't lie. Hold you down till you try. Hold you down till you try. All the time, he's my mind. All the time, he's my mind. I know that you're dangerous, I'm addicted to you. I'm addicted.
What's up, y'all? It's the Hood Trucker Show, and I'm the Hood Trucker. We on a little bit early. We on a little bit early today. Let me get something else in here. Let me see something. We on a little bit early. Uh, what do I want to play right here? Let's play something else. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a little. Oh, is that the one? No, that ain't the one I want. That ain't the one I want. That ain't the one. Is that the one? Okay.
You in a DM, I'm in a mouth, we not the same. Living up on the heat, the fire, got
You know, you gotta get in the mood. Let's see. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. I should have did this ahead of time. Oh, here go an instrumental right here. Oh, okay. Oop, okay. Damn. What the hell did I do? I'm tripping. Hold on. Okay, I didn't take a screenshot. Okay, hold on. What's wrong? Why it don't work now? Okay, I just screwed the music up. Cause now it ain't playing at all now. Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay, let's turn it down. Problems on top of problems. I didn't even get the right song I want. Hold on. Let's see. Let me see. Hold on. Real quick. Let me just say. What's the one? Okay. Let's go with that. Okay, what are we talking about today? The police crying on the stand again. We're gonna talk about it. California weed growers, they crying too. I'm drinking the Kidolfi in the G cup because I'm a G. Back in the day, I used to have a credit card with a G. I just like the G because I'm the G. I'm a G. I'm a G. Out here in Georgia, and I found something that I was not expecting at all. I found some of these. See what that is? I don't even know how do you pronounce that. Jacama. I don't even know what that is. I know it's good though because I know what the other two are. It's got the other two got it's mango and cucumber. So I'm assuming that the other thing in there is the jacama thing, and I don't know. I've never even heard or seen of that before. But I went to this place called Buford Highway Farmers Market. I was shocked up in there. I seen some shit in there I ain't never seen before. I seen hold on, let me see something here. I seen some fish. I seen some crazy looking fish up in there. Let me see. What is this right here? This is wild caught red snapper. I saw some of that up in there. I don't know what the hell this is. I don't know what the hell that is. That's what is that? Hold on. Yellowtail snapper. That looks like something wrong with it. But apparently nothing wrong with it because it was a whole crowd of people in there. What else? Flounder. Y'all know what flounder? They got all kind of fish. I don't even know what flounder is. I think I might have heard of it before. This fish was in there looking crazy. I didn't want to reach my hand in there. What is this? Oh, they had some Tennessee catfish steaks up in there. What else they had? They got look at this shit right here. Look at this shit right here. This shit look like some minnows. But it's called smelt. And apparently my sister said that's why they let me get that off of there. That's why they holding up the something going on with the something with the fish. I forgot. But they holding up something out there. I forgot what it was they doing. But it's a problem. The smelt fish, they causing a bunch of problems because they trying to save them or whatever. Uh, they got bags of octopus up in there. So oh, this is what else they had in there. They had some old school stuff. You remember this? You remember that heater right there? You remember that heater right there? That's one of them old school, and they had it on. That thing was pumping out all kind of heat. I'm finna get me one of these right here. I'm finna get one of these because I like to cook fish, but I don't like to cook it inside. So I'll get one of them. I fry my fish up outside. What else they got? They got these big pots. You can't find these everywhere. You can't find them everywhere. That's them 100 quart green cooking turkey cooking pots right there. Let me see. Let me just show you one more thing. They got wild caught milkfish. I've never seen milkfish before. They got them. And I'm gonna tell you like this. Oh, look at this right here. I ain't never seen this. I ain't never seen this. Hold on, hold on, hold on. What the hell? What the hell going on here? Am I get cut off or something? Okay, cause my monitor tripping. Okay, maybe that's mine. I don't know. I don't know what just happened. But they got milk. They got uh belt fish. Have you ever seen? I ain't never even seen no. I don't know. I ain't never heard or seen a belt fish. It look like a belt though. Man, they got all kind of stuff in the sea, man. I got some largemouth bass up in there. We got that. I took a picture of all of it too. Let me see if I can. What's going on with my thing, man? My monitor tripping. Okay, yeah, we gotta get that straight. Let me see. Okay. What else? And that's pretty much. They had some other stuff. They got some shit. Oh, they had some. These are like crabs. And look, it's a lady. It's a lady. She pulling them out of that thing live. Hey, live up in there, right? Man, I mean, I was like a kid in the candy store. I like food and I like different kinds of food. I didn't take pictures. They got a food court in there. That's where I got that fruit from. Man, they got all kind of stuff. I bet you ain't. I bet you. Let's see. Let me see something. I seen some shit in here. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me just. Cause look, if you go online, if you go on, what is this? Okay, here we go. If you go, they got a bunch of videos on YouTube. I was gonna do a video about it, like, but I just wanted to show this real quick. A couple of these different things I found in there. You know what that is? I know it looks gross, right? But you know what it is? And a little glare when I took the picture. You ever had ox lips before? They got ox lips up in there. You can't find no ox lips nowhere else. You need some ox lips. They got them over there. Look, they ain't got the Jerry curl, but they got the boneless belly curl up in there. Ain't got no Jerry curl, but they got the boneless belly curl. Oh man, they got all kind of stuff. They got the Mexican pastries. They got your roots. They got the different roots up in there. They got what else they got in there? They got what is this? This is like some type of coconut or something. They got all kind. They got the I think they call these Japanese or Chinese. They got the little Japanese or Chinese little plants and stuff in there. They got all kind of stuff. And then look, they got a phone. Your phone get cut off. You can get your phone cut off. You can get your phone case up in there, and then you can go and get your check cashing in there. And then if you end up in there stinking, you can go get you some perfume and some cologne up in there. Man, they got everything in there. And lastly but not least, if you got a problem with your colon, you can go get you a colon cleanse up in there. They got everything, man. Look, in what is that? In L.A., They got what's called the Sloss and Swap Mall. I thought they had everything. No, these man, they got it over. I mean, Slauson, you can go get rims and you can go get jewelry and all. They ain't got none of that in there. But at the market at the meat market, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to fucks with the meat market because man, they got that Jacama over there too. Man, this is good, man. I ate one already. I had to go back and get two more. But yeah, that was my treat for this morning because I was not expecting that. Cause like look, like oh look, they got the picture. They got the I was not expecting that because they got the look, they even got the bootleg rental center in there. I knew it was hood over here because I seen the Waffle House. I seen the Waffle House. I seen all kind of stuff in this area. That's why I stopped. And I was passing by, and that's why I stopped because um, they got the shit over there, man. And look, it's reminiscent of California because California's got a lot of cultural differences. Man, this store right here. They got in California. They got a Mexican grocery store. It's called Vallarta. And it's Spanish. I don't know how you spell it or nothing, but it's called Vallarta, VA, whatever, how you spell it. And they got a lot of Mexican type oriented type stuff in there. Man, they got Japanese, they got Chinese, they got food court in there with all different type of food. I'm gonna have to go back there and get a sampler or something to try some of that stuff. I like trying food. I mean, I'll get a little. I mean, because you never know if you're gonna like it or not. I'll go in and get a little sample. Let me get a sample of that and sample of that. I'll pay for a sample plate or something and then see what it do. That way, I'll know if it tastes good or not. I go back and they had to, but they had to think. Look, what's crazy is that they had some shit in there that I never even seen before. Like they had some shit look like spinach, but it has some stuff in it. I don't know what it looked nasty as hell, but it might be good. I don't know. I'm gonna go back and see if I can get a sample. But right next to that, they had like that Thanksgiving macaroni and cheese with all the cheese on top. Macaroni cheese. Man, I'm gonna have to go back in there. I'm gonna have to go back in there and get some of that stuff. Cause man, I was like a kid in the candy store. But what we talking about right now is the lady that I think her name is. Let me pull it up real quick. Let me pull this up real quick. Oh, it's the wrong phone. My bad. Let me pull this up. It's the lady. Her name is something Porter. What is her name? This is the lady on the thumbnail. She's crying on the stand. Apparently, they didn't got a memo out to all police and all. I'm gonna say white people because Kyle Rittenhouse did it too. That you have to cry when you get on the stand. Like that's the thing now. Everybody's crying. Everybody's crying on the stand. That dude that shot that kid was in St. Louis in the back. He got on and cried. Didn't work for him though. It didn't work for him. Her name is Kim Porter, and she says I can't share my screen, so I have to do it like this. But she says I'm sorry it happened. Kim Porter breaks down while testifying to the failed shooting of Dante Wright. Dante Wright is the dude that she shot. Um, Claiming she grabbed her taser as opposed to her service weapon, they call it. So let me just read real quick. The former police officer on trial for killing Dante Wright testified Friday she wouldn't have stopped the car the day that led to the fatal shooting in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, on April 11th. Instead, the officer she was training made the decision to pull right over. So I guess she's saying she wouldn't even have pulled him over if it wasn't for her the officer she was training. So the officer she was training apparently decided to pull him over, but she wouldn't have pulled him over. Like, that's possible. It's possible. And she says, "I'm so sorry. I didn't want to hurt anybody," Kimberly Porter said, sobbing after returning from a break in the trial Friday in the Hennepin County Courthouse in Minneapolis. Potter, who worked as a Brooklyn Center police officer for 26 years, broke down as her defense attorney questioned her about the incident, which she said just went chaotic. She described what happened when Wright tried to break away from Officer Anthony Lockheed, the trainee. So I guess he tried to break away from the trainee, and then she went haywire. But keep in mind, you've been on the force for 26 years. Okay, so Officer Lucky started to say something about don't do that, don't tense up, stop doing that, and then it just went chaotic. Well, they say that. They always say stop resisting, and they make sure to say that loud and clear. Stop resisting. They make sure that they say that. It was around 2 p.m. Uh, Hold on. I got. Hold on. My bad, y'all. I didn't totally just disregard the comments and everything. Well, I'm gonna finish reading it, but let me. Sorry, sorry, y'all. I forgot. David Dundee in the building. Naiva's here. My bad, y'all. My bad. My bad. Flounder is a bottom feeder like catfish, shrimp, and mullet. My bad. I forgot all about y'all. Let's see. Are you in the South? I'm in Georgia. I got the G. I gotta put the G in there. Let's see. Kim Porter. Let's see. Don't cry now. Absolutely. Mary, the camera is way clearer than what you had before. I'm on that new iPad. And by the way, I forgot to mention just real quick. I know we are in the middle of the article and all that, but same place I found this. Well, not the same place. I did find this as veggies, right? But also, I also want to point out here. Let me get Marilyn off the screen really quick. Uh, I've been taking these, and don't let me forget. So I'm gonna talk about these at the end because I'm gonna put these in a link in the description, and then at the end I'm gonna talk about these. These you got to get some of these. So I'm gonna talk. Don't let me forget, and then yeah, you got to get you some of these. Anybody know what jacama is or jacama? I don't know what that is. So real quick. Okay, so let's get back to it. Let's see. See, yep, she want to cry now because she don't want to go to prison. Yeah, they got to sent the memo out. They sent the memo out. Salute chat, salute trucker. Hey, hey, everybody, everybody. Let's see. Blessings, Maryland's no gummy vitamins. They're not vitamins. They're not vitamins, and I promise you, I don't promote anything that I don't like. But just real quick, they don't have no gluten, no nothing, and all that. So we're gonna talk about it later. Okay, now let's get back to the article. Right? My bad, y'all. I forgot all about y'all. Okay, so obviously, like you said, okay, he started to say something about you don't do that, don't tense up, stop doing that, and then it all just went chaotic. Okay. As the trial draws to a close, this is the first time Potter has publicly given her description of the shooting. Potter, 49, is facing 2 counts of manslaughter for shooting Wright, who was 20 years old. 2 counts of manslaughter. Okay. Now, keep in mind that whatever her sentence is, I guarantee you it's going to be less than the young man they gave in that truck in Colorado 110 years. I guarantee you she's not getting no 110 years. But, let's continue. See, it was around 2 p.m. that she said they pulled right over after Lockheed noticed the white Buick with improper use of a blinker and had an air freshener hanging from the rearview mirror, which violates Minnesota rule that says motorists can't hang any objects from there. That you have to pull over somebody for that. I mean, you just have to. After they ran the plate, they found it had expired tags. They also discovered Wright had a warrant out for his for a misdemeanor weapons charge, and they attempted to arrest him for that. Once out of the car, they notified him he was under arrest and had an outstanding warrant. He wrestled himself away from Lockheed and managed to hop back in the car. That's when Potter yelled, "I'll tase you," and taser, taser, taser. before she fired once. But it was her gun, not the taser. Body cam footage caught the incident and shows her distressed in the aftermath, saying, "I grabbed the wrong effing gun." How the hell you be on the force 26 years and you don't know which gun? That's a rookie mistake. That's not a mistake for someone who's been on the force for 26 years. That's three times the amount of time, almost, well, two and a half times the amount of times I've been driving a truck. You've been on the force for 26 years, and you don't know which is the taser and which is the. Come on, man. Come on. I mean, look. I can believe a lot of crazy shit, but that's a stretch. That's a stretch. See, while reliving the moment in court, her defense attorney Earl Gray asked about the moment she saw then Sergeant Michael Johnson's face from the passenger side of the car as he attempted to stop Wright from taking off. He had a look of fear in his face. "It's nothing I'd seen before," she said as she started to shake. In 26 years, you ain't seen nobody scared like that before. I mean, see, if it wasn't so over the top dramatic, then it might be believable. But you're on the force for 26 years. You mean you say you ain't never seen fear on the face of nobody in 26 years? Come on, man. See, that's why people don't want to believe you, because it's ridiculous. It's outrageous. It's dramatic, and it's completely unbelievable. In 26 years, you don't know the difference or what side your arm is or anything like that. You don't know what side you put your firearm on. You don't know what the feel of it is. It's not even going to feel the same. One going to be lighter or heavier than the other. It's crazy. Are you out of your mind? Nobody believes that. Then you say, "Well, I saw the look of fear in my partner's face." Your partner had the look of fear on his face so bad, and he was such in fear that he didn't even pull his own weapon. You pulled the weapon before he did. That's why it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how unbelievable. Okay, let's see. It's for Hakima. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, you talking about the fruit? Okay, my bad. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to get some of that. Get some more of that. See, she shot him on purpose and played like she was intending to. Yeah, exactly, exactly. They would feel differently as well. A gun is much heavier than a taser. Absolutely. They all say that crap. They know the difference between the feel of a gun and a taser. 100%. I know, right? You see, good to see you, Marilyn. Good to see you. I agree. Totally agree. Um, he had the look of fear on his face. "It's nothing I'd seen before," she said as she started to shake. In 26 years, you ain't never seen that before. I'm telling you, it's so obviously like super dramatic, and it's like all the police do it. How is it uh that all of the police start crying? And come on, man, they didn't must have shot a memo around or something that says, all y'all police need to start crying because, if y'all want to get off, y'all got to cry. I mean, look at Rittenhouse. First thing he did. I mean, he had the most dramatic cry I've ever seen. In my 50 years, that's the most dramatic cry I've ever seen. That's crazy, man. I seriously believe that they didn't pass around a memo. It's unbelievable. She'd been on the force for 26 years. Yeah, and you make that mistake. Come on, man. You shouldn't be trusted with anything. You're supposed to be trusted and all that, and whatever have you. And you can't even determine whether or not when you pull that gun, you don't know if it's a taser or not. Even when you listen, what you mean to tell me you didn't see the color when you just shot you just raise and shoot like you wild west. You didn't even look at happen to see that it's yellow. It's yellow like this thing right here. That whatever that thing is, I don't even know what it is, but it's yellow like that. You mean to tell me when you look up, you're not gonna see the color? Like, oh, not that one. Or you're gonna look up and you're not gonna see yellow, and you're gonna pull the trigger in? Come on, man, it's just unbelievable. And see, why would she shoot on purpose and then put herself through the scrutiny of going to trial, going viral, etc.? That's a pretty big gamble to take. No, I mean, because they get away with it so often that who is to say which uh, which stories or which shootings get get all the press and stuff. I mean, there's no way to determine that. Like, there's stuff that happens all the time that we never know about. And it just so happens that this one went viral. Um, even like that's why they charged her with manslaughter, because even if you make a mistake, like even in the case of old boy with the truck, he was inexperienced and all that, and he made a ton of mistakes that cost people their lives. If you making mistakes after 20 years of being on the force, um, you need to go to jail, because now you're costing people lives. What if this happens and we don't do nothing to you, and then something in the future happens? So where you made a mistake and now you can kill somebody else. That life could have been prevented. So nobody's. I mean, it's not believable, but I think you keep putting extras on it, because I don't know. Understand how? I mean, I don't understand how you could mistake a taser for a gun, but that's her story. Is it possible that she could be that fucking stupid? It's possible, yeah. See, that's the story of America. Cry me a story, absolutely. Rittenhouse had no tears and so-called outbursts. Of course, it's hard. Look, you have to be a real actor to be able to draw them tears out. You ever notice, like, sometimes people will do the fake cries. They want to cry. They look up. They do that. That shit crazy, man. Let's see. Yeah, he stayed in the steak face mode. Absolutely. But even if you get away with it, this is a pretty big goddamn ordeal to go through, ain't it? Who wants to really roll the dice and be put? It happens all the time. Look at you brought up Chauvin. That's a perfect example. Do you think if he was actually if he knew ahead of time that he was gonna put himself through all this, all the trial and all the press and all that he would sit there and stand on that man's neck for 9 minutes? Do you really think he would do that? Of course not. The reason why they do that, because they have they already have had it in their mind that they already got their story. They already discussed it. All of that. They already have a predetermined story, so to speak, if you want to call it that, already ready to go if anything happens. But they don't think anything gonna happen because it happened. Listen, a lot of the stories that we hear about, there's so many. There's probably 10, 20, 50 times as many stories that we don't hear about. So that's why it's like if you go to rob banks, eventually you're gonna start letting your guard down because you're so used to getting away with it all the time, and then that's how they're gonna catch you when you slip up. So yeah, it's just how they do. It's just how they do it. I don't think that nobody envisions himself going through that, and why you would do something anticipating that. But the reason why you do things is because you don't think you're gonna get caught. If I go, if that's why a lot of like public figures, they might get threats and all that, but you don't necessarily see people walking up in there because they talk to people and stuff like that. You don't necessarily see people walking up in there and doing anything to them because they know they're gonna get caught. I wish some of these people that got these PPP loans would have understood that you're about to get caught, but that's what they do. That's what they do. You see, I agree it was a reckless as fuck, but damn, going through trial is a pretty damn big ordeal and it's stressful. Yeah, again, nobody does anything knowing they're gonna get caught. And even if it's a mistake, you still should be punished for that. Because you can't be going around being 26 years on a thing and you can't in a split second determine which firearm that is. That's dangerous. That is dangerous. Dude was unarmed. Okay, he's running all that, whatever. But he was unarmed, and then you want to claim at the end. I listen. Even if it's true, it's fucked up. And even if it's true, he should go to jail. If you're gonna send that boy that was driving that truck to jail, all he was doing was trying to go to work. He just happened to be a fucking shitty truck driver, and that company they should most definitely sue the pants off that company for putting that kid out there like that. But at the same time, he's supposed to be punished. Now, to the truck driver get 110 years? I don't believe that. And apparently on TikTok they claiming that they doing a bunch of boycotts and shit. I like my nephew hit me and said, "Are you in Colorado boycott?" And I said, "Hell no," because these dudes ain't got enough backbone to be boycotting for anything. Especially, trucking is a racist industry. They not finna go to bat for these dudes. As a matter of fact, remind me because I'm just gonna do it now, just real quick. The one of the They interviewed some dude that had something to do with an organization in the trucking industry. He completely threw that dude under the bus. Said, "Yeah, he shouldn't have been driving like that, and he should be punished, and all of that." He completely threw him under the bus. And my first reaction was, "Trucking is a racist industry anyway." And they interviewed an old white dude that probably mad because there's a lot of minorities in the trucking business right now anyway, and he just threw him under the bus, and he don't care. That was my reaction. But Tasha Rain, hey, appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate you showing up. Thank you, thank you. See, most cops, the real terrorists, don't care about getting caught. It's caught on body cam when you see and you know how you're going to get away with it. Yes, they already had their stories already lined up. I mean, look, they deal with law every single day. And so they gonna already. I mean, look, and they got OGs been in the game, and you know, you don't think they letting them know what you okay if you get in the situation, this is what you say and all that. Of course, they going over their story. That's why they don't arrest them right away. They make sure that they leave them out. You know what I'm saying? So if they finally do get charges, they done already consult with their attorneys and they already got their stories planned out. And all that. Man, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You think these police is human, man? A lot of these police is criminals. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these police is fucking criminals, but they just happen to not have a record. Like you see all them like how I told a story like I was going through L.A. County Jail. A lot of those people. Listen, if you live in the city of Los Angeles or Los Angeles County or anything, you have gang members in your family. Period. I don't care if you're white, Chinese, Samoan, black, Mexican, anything. You got people in your family that's gang related. So consequently, when you hire people for the force, whatever force, whether it be LAPD or the sheriff's department, and the sheriff's department, you got to go through that jailhouse shit before they put you out on the street. So all the sheriffs go through the jailhouse shit, and you know they had to stop. They had to tell him, look, stop getting all these damn tattoos because we're gonna have to fire you or something because you're looking crazy. All them dudes is tatted up. Come on, man, it's a gang, man, it's a gang. But look, let's continue. Let's see. She added she doesn't remember what she said following the shooting, including anything about saying she was going to prison, which she captured on body cam footage. She knew she was going to prison. You already fucked up. Let's see. Potter testified that weapon confusion was mentioned in training, but that officers never physically practiced this specific procedure. While she has had while she has had to pull her taser on a few occasions, her attorney says she never fired a weapon in her entire career. Her attorney said she has never fired a weapon in her entire career. So this is the incident that you chose to use your weapon in 26 years. You mean have you been in the office for 26 years? Like you said, you never seen, a fear on a man's face in 26 years like that. Where you been? You ain't never fired a weapon in 26 years. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. The video of the incident also showed a mysterious piece of white paper in Potter's left hand. She testified that was something she pulled out of right hand before she moved it to the left, which the state mentioned on cross-examination. Prosecutor Aaron Eldridge hammered on Potter's training as an officer who had carried a gun for her 26 years tenure and taser since 2005. You'd agree that your fundamental duty as a police officer is to safeguard life, right? Absolutely. And also, you have the duty to never employ unnecessary force. True. Yes. She asked Potter, to which she responded yes to both questions. 100%. Elders mentioned Potter had somewhere in the ballpark of 1,700 credit hours to use force for use of force training. So she'd been trained 1,700 hours in just the use of force. 1,700 hours. There's 24 hours in a day. So that means, I don't know what the math is, but that's a lot of days. I mean, 365, no, I'm sorry. That's a lot of 24. So 100 is like 100 is 4 days. I don't know. 17 times 4, whatever that is. 34. That's like what, 90 days almost. Let's see. What is that? Whatever it is. Like it's a lot of days. See, part of the taser policy includes that all training should include performing reaction performing I'm sorry performing reaction hand draws or cross draws to reduce the possibility of uh, accidentally drawing and firing a firearm. That's part of the policy, right? Elder said. So there, she's laying out specifically what that 1,700 hours of training should have, if she didn't get it, but should have consisted of. And part of that training should have been, which I don't know why you would have to train somebody to do this, but you have to train somebody to not confuse the weapon, not confuse each of the weapon. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Uh, let's see. David Dudley. I was in Trucker. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see. Let's see. I was in Trucker last live. We talked about Levi Kelly and the truck driver got 10 years for an accident. He's only 23 years old. Yeah. See, you can't go back once the trigger has been pulled. Absolutely. It's pretty common for cops to go their whole careers never firing their weapon, but yeah, you can't have this type of method. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that there is. I'm sure that there is, but those are the people that err on the side of caution, or tend to err on the side of caution, or let somebody else take the lead. There's a number of reasons why you can go a whole career without firing your weapon. I mean, probably if you're like another uh, another factor could be area. If it's not a high crime area, you're probably not gonna pull your weapon. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's probably you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all kind of different factors why that would happen. Like, if you've been in, maybe not now, but because they have all those they have all those robberies and shit. But prior, like if you was like the police in like Beverly Hills or what's the other one? Some of them Malibu and all that. Probably not, it's not a high crime area, so you probably won't pull your weapon. But it just depends on a lot of different things. Let's see, like Slicker said, I'll do years if I pull this trigger. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Let's see, Mercer, Dundee. I was working in Miss Trucker's Labs live. Yeah, I kind of came in kind of last. So I was doing an early live. It's a weekend. I got the day. I'm off till Monday, and we gonna probably do another live tonight. But I just want to touch on this, 'cause I thought it's a really important story. Let's see, David Dundee, brown skin lady was up on the panel with me. We talk. Okay, awesome. Let's see. She's lying. No way you can make a mistake like that. I believe some of these cops want to kill someone. I would think so too, because they train that way. Like it's like when you look at like something like army training and all that, they killing people to I mean they training people to kill, and then like they fester up this thing inside of them where the enemy. Like you look at the Vietnam stuff, they have to pump them up, and then they get into the combat. Now they ready to kill people because they heard stories and whatever else, whatever else. GTM basketball channel, salute to Trucker. Salute back to you, GTM basketball channel. Salute to you. Um, so back to the story. Potter's chief of police at the time, Tim Gannon, testified Thursday and and said he saw no violation. No violation. You killed a man because of your mistake, and there's no violation. Okay, then why did they give that man 110 years though if there's no violation? Those are all mistakes. There was nothing intentional about none of it. He got 110 years. Why this lady can't get something? You can't give her nothing? No violation. After he viewed both angles of footage from the shooting. That's what he said. There's no violation after he viewed both angles. Right. He said he had to resign due to political pressure 2 days after the April 11th shooting because he wouldn't immediately fire Potter. Potter also resigned the same day. That's because they stick together. They stick together. If he was her supervisor and he she was on the force for 26 years, he can quit anytime he want to because first of all, he don't do a whole lot. He not walking no beat. So all he had to do is go put in his little 8 hours. He can continue to get a check. But if anything happens, he can resign because he didn't already pass the retirement age or the retirement time frame. She has done the same thing. What is it, 25 years? I don't think it's more than 25. She's been there 26. She can retire anytime she want to. She stayed on the force just to catch this case. That's why, see, they milking the system. Like you want to go on there and be after the 26 years and all that. You milking the system. I'll go back and check her overtime records and shit like that, because that's what police do too. They be on there and stop talking about you on overtime. The police be cashing in, man. Be acting like all these victims all the time. They be cashing in, man. I'll go check her overtime records too, by the way. Let's see. Before Porter's testimony Friday, the defense called on Lawrence Miller, a psychologist who teaches at Florida Atlantic University. Um, Florida Atlantic, is that a black college? I think I know FAMU is Florida Atlantic FAU. I'm not sure. I think it is, but he's published a book last year about the psychology of police shootings. He was asked to explain action error in regard to making a mistake. Um, Apparently, that's a thing. It's either a thing or it's an excuse. It's one of the two. In my personal thing, because these once something works for one police, they're gonna work. That's why everybody's crying on the stand now. Once that shit works, they all gonna use it, man. Let's see, go check out yeah, absolutely, go check out the replay. We had a little fun little show. You see, that was crazy how a man got all those years for yeah, it was kind of his fault though. And it's basically he got all them years because of two reasons. One, he was a shitty truck driver, and two, Colorado don't trust their judges out there, and they made all these mandatory minimums. They don't trust the judge. That means. They don't trust the judges. You don't trust the judge. And these people get elected and they making sure that they want to have this tough on crime thing, except when it comes to police. I guarantee you, this lady gonna get nowhere near. I mean, dude killed 4 people, and he getting 110 years. Okay, let's do half of that is 55, and half of that is 25. I doubt she gets that. I doubt she gets that. Tallahassee, Florida. Let's see. I saw a lot of truckers on strike over that. No, 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 no. What happened was that was a TikTok video. Let me go back to that. That was a TikTok video that they used. First of all, truckers will never strike like that. Get out of here. I trust me, I know. They'll never strike like that because there's too many people in there that A are racist and B don't give the people that aren't racist don't give a shit about the racists. So I mean, it's almost next to impossible to ever see a industry wide boycott, because they won't even boycott over the rates, which would be beneficial to everyone, because the rates are low, because there's a lot of people that that drop the rates down because smaller companies, and they do anything for anything, right? So uh, they won't even do that. They didn't even boycott for electronic logs. They didn't boycott for that. They're not boycotting shit. Not for this dude. Hell no. Number one. Number two, that TikTok video was debunked because they used a video from a crash that caused the whole freeway to be shut down. Happens all the time. That's the video they used and put the narrative that it was a boycott. Not true at all. I'm a truck driver. Don't believe that. Let's see. GTM basketball chat in Truckers Live before this one. He goes into great deal on what happened and how the driver could have prevented it. It's difficult. It's definitely fucked up how much time he got. Yes, and it's all because he was inexperienced. It's a HBC. I thought so. Okay, I'll watch that after this so I can learn more about how the situation. Yeah, I do that a ton of options, but he just didn't utilize any of them. And it's basically, in my opinion, from inexperience. They need to get that company too for putting that dude out there. Not too educated on the topic, don't want to come on here in front. Yeah, a lot of people don't know anything about trucking. I mean, I might start doing more trucking type topics, but I'm just so disgusted. I'm only here for the check. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm here for the check. As long as these checks is coming in, I'm good, cool. But as soon as these checks start coming, I'm out of here. Yeah, she's in Florida. She's in Florida. She's in Florida. I said, "Oh damn, that's crazy." Yeah, so yeah, that's been debunked. My nephew hit me about it and said, "Hey, you over in Colorado boycotting?" I said, "Hell no. First of all, I'm not boycotting shit because they ain't gonna boycott for shit for me. They don't even like me, and they don't. A lot of these motherfuckers don't even talk to me because the way I look or whatever. That's the industry. That's an industry thing. The industry is like it's really racist. So because a lot of these old time dudes they've been in the game all this time, they see all this ethnicity coming in here, whether it be Indians or Mexicans or whatever the case, and they don't like it. It is what it is, and that's how it go. And so a lot of them dudes they're not finna boycott for that dude. Hell no. I mean, you had the I forgot one of the industry I don't know if he's a watchdog or something like that. He completely threw that driver under the bus. He was from the trucking industry and threw the driver under the bus. Now, he should be modeling himself after these fucking police right here who said that I didn't see anything wrong and there's no violations and all of that type of shit. They're crying on the witness stand. He need to be following that as opposed to throwing the dude under the bus. I mean, that's why I said that the trucking industry as a whole will never boycott for anything. Stop it. Knock it off. Maybe one or two specific instances that you might see. It's not gonna happen. It might take a day off. Like these people work out work hard, man. They ain't trying to mess up they ain't trying to mess up they check, man. Their livelihood and shit. They gotta pay for they gotta pay for everything. Everybody they hand out. You a truck breakdown or something like that. You got 15 people waiting in line to get money from you. So ain't nobody finna really do that. And then the industry as a whole, and we're gonna talk about the next industry in the next hour. Uh, we're approaching an hour, but in the next hour, we're gonna talk about how the people in the weed industry in California is crying now too. Uh, and I have a probably a different take on that as you would expect, but we're gonna talk about that next hour. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. Let's see. Let's see. I'm from Florida too. Also, awesome, awesome. Let's see. You need to do a live discussing how racist in the industry can be too. You have so much knowledge, or are you wasting it? I'm not wasting it, man. I'm waiting for the right time to put it out there. I sprinkle y'all, sprinkle like E40 say. I'll sprinkle y'all a little bit. I'll sprinkle, not that other clown, but E40 sprinkle, sprinkle. This is nice. Let's see. The world runs on the transport of goods, so it does make sense that they won't strike. And it has nothing. Well, I mean, listen. If the industry understood its power and band together, a whole lot of shit would change. But it's not whether or not uh it's not whether or not they wouldn't strike and they give a shit about what would happen in the course of a strike. It's just most people don't have the balls to strike. I mean, I mean, if you got kids that if you got kids that that depend on you and stuff like that, I mean that's a tough choice. I mean, actually not a tough choice. Either I'm going to jeopardize my livelihood over somebody I've never met and I don't even like because he's a different skin color, or I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing to feed my children. I mean, I get it. I don't get it and I get it at the same time. That was weird, but if the Teamsters still ran the trucking industry, then there would have been a strike if they ordered it. See, that's only New York. That's just like the mob. The mob don't really do nothing out on the West Coast. So I mean, they reach certain things because most truck drivers are not in the union, and Teamsters is a union. Most truck drivers are not union. Um, and that's Teamsters is yeah, that's like the New York thing. I don't even know if it's a Teamsters outside of the East Coast, let alone New York. So I no. I mean, Teamsters is big because they was affiliated with the mob and all that shit. That's the only reason why they was big. They don't do shit on the West Coast. Truckers should go on strike for trucker. Hell no! Hell no! I ain't doing no goddamn striking. I'm crossing picket lines and everything. Fuck you. What's up, Joe? What's up, Joe? Uh, I'm repping the G. I'm repping the G today. Blessings, Joe. It says salute, Joe. See, that's sad. NY runs everything. No, it does not. NY does not run everything. NY may run NY, but uh, Teamsters and all that shit, it don't run shit on anywhere else. Go to Oklahoma and say something about Teamsters, they're gonna slap the shit out you. Cash rules everything. Why should one person individually go on strike? Again, so you just called me the N word on the CB and now I'm supposed to strike for you? Get out of here, dude. I ain't striking shit. So what up, chat? Hood Trucker got me getting up early, man. That's about we going back on late tonight too. We're gonna be on late. We're gonna be on late too. We just had to get this out the way. I ain't been on, and I feel strongly about stuff. And then yesterday I was gonna go. I'm like, yeah, I ain't really feeling it, but that's why I like to come on with good energy. I don't want to be all tired and be depressed looking and all that kind of crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm off that Gaddafi with that G. I'm ready to go around here. Ready to go. Let's get it. Let's see. Let's see where we at. Okay. A trucker to go on trike for not getting enough Fiji water. Right. I say, why, trucker? Why don't you try and get on the right side of things? I am on the right side of things. There you go, trucker. Why don't you try and get on the right side of things? Okay, your side is right. So if it's white is right, is that the only thing? If it's the police is right, police ain't never wrong. White people ain't never wrong. So it's always just get on the right side, dude. Let's get on the right side. Now, back to the article. Let's see. That was okay. Where we leave off? Okay. I'll say you intend to do one thing, think you're doing that thing, but do something else, and only realize later that the action that you intended was not the one you took. Now, again, I mean, if that's a thing, I mean, I'm not running around with two weapons on my side, but if that's really a thing, I mean, okay. There are certain mistakes that you make that cost people their lives, and you should be held accountable to that. Again, the reason why I bring up the truck dude is because there's no intention to do anything with that. And if you say that this lady actually did the mistake, there's no intention there either. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be held accountable. That shouldn't mean your supervisor should absolutely nothing happen and nothing, no violation. Bullshit. You made a mistake, a costly mistake. You made a costly mistake that cost somebody their life. Of course, you should be held to that. That's like saying that the dude is driving 156 miles an hour in his car and he crashed into the lady. That was a mistake, and it shouldn't be held accountable. Of course, you should. Of course, you should. Mistakes matter too, right? Mistakes matter too. GTL. What a Maryland. Kim Potter is going to prison. I hope she does because you can't set the precedent for everywhere else that if you make a mistake, that you should be punished. But except when it comes to the police, they can make all the mistakes they want to. Bullshit. Because they are humans, and they're gonna play on that. They're gonna use that to their advantage. That's why the first one of the things first one of the things they say when they're in confrontation is stop resisting. They yell that out so everybody can hear that. Come on, man. You don't think that's a thing? Come on, man. That's a thing, man. And y'all don't believe it or don't understand that or whatever. Y'all naive as fuck. So, see, are there any black CEOs hugging or combing her hair like that like they did for that Texas cop. I don't know why I can't read today. I can't read this morning. Are there any black COs hugging or combing her hair like that they did for the Texas cop? I don't know. I'm not sure. Gotta own up to your actions no matter what side of the fence you're on. Let's see. This is what I was trying to explain. You took what I said and turned my comment into a white thing or cop thing. I was talking about try thinking before you respond. You think I just blurted shit out and I don't think I know exactly what I'm talking about. That's your thing. I took your thing. Get on the right side of things. Like what? Okay, explain your side then. Explain it. Explain your side, the right side. So whatever you say is right, and whatever I say is wrong, or whatever you say is right. Explain that, homie. Explain that with your cartoon emoji. You trying to say you a joke with your cartoon? Come on, man. Let's see. Police pull guns and murder by accident all the time, but don't get held accountable. But they should though. And you know why they get away with it? Because they got the hens guarding the hen house. That's why a lot of times uh when the feds have to step in and do that civil rights shit so they can get somebody else who's not affiliated with the place to investigate, the prosecutor in the Georgia case, Ahmaud Arbery. Man, she knew all them people were her friends, and then she passed it off to some other dude that was her friend, and they all know each other, and their son worked in the same thing and all. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Truck, I got stopped by the police. Something about my lights in front of my car gave me a ticket. Then went to a mechanic to check everything was good. Cops just be power hungry. Now I did see a video on YouTube where this girl, she was driving an old school, right? And the police said that he stopped her because she didn't have a license plate in the front. Upon further review, they found the license plate in the front where it was the whole time. They just be picking shit off the top of their head. See, the right side of things is subjective, not the same for everyone. 100%. Cops are always right. Sound like a good Uncle Ruckus. Absolutely. Facts, Joe. See, the right thing for me is to stop judging topics until you do some homework. You don't think I did no homework? See, the right side of things would to be assumed that not to assume that I didn't do homework. Number one, what makes you think that I didn't do homework? Cartoon guy, axle wheel. What makes you think I didn't do homework? What have you brought to the conversation that made it seem like you know what the fuck you talking about? Nothing. Not a fucking thing. Not a fucking thing. Nothing. Oh, you're not right. You're not right. You ain't did your homework. Go do your homework. Trucker did his homework. I did, man. All 5 minutes of it. People think that cops always right and never make mistakes. Absolutely. You like master to feed you in a bucket, like master to feed you in a bucket, clown. By the way, Trucker is speaking. He has done more homework than you and I combined. I did like 5 minutes or so. But anyway, he said this can happen frequently, like writing a check in January with the wrong year. Now this is psychology saying this. So what you're saying is that the psychology. Let me read that again. Let me read that again because goofy dude and threw me off. Let's see. You intend to do a thing, think you're doing that thing, but do something else, and only realize later that the action you intended was not the one you took. And he's saying that he can see how someone could reach for their firearm as opposed to their taser, because you think you're reaching for your taser, but you're really reaching for your firearm. Come on, homie, that's a stretch. That's a real stretch. Now, if you could say that, say, "Oh, I meant to pull my." I mean, you could say whatever you want. You can't get in somebody's head because what these police do, and it's a proven fact that police have been fired for falsifying police reports and all kinds of shit. So it ain't like these police is 100% honest. So if you say it was a mistake, and you're using that as an excuse, it's hard to determine whether that's actually was actually an excuse. I mean, actually a mistake. But he's saying that basically that it was that old. Hold on. No, he said this can happen frequently, like writing a check in January with the wrong year. Come on, that is not. Please don't. That is. You mean to tell me that if I get the year, because I'm used to, it's a habit for me to use 2021, and then when we flip to 2022, that uh 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 out of force of habit put 21 as opposed to 22. It's the same thing between me pulling a firearm and me pulling a taser. People coddle the police all the time. I mean, there's so much coddling going around. It's incredible. It's incredible, man. It's incredible. Okay, okay. Let's go back a little bit. Let's see. Uh, let's see. Do you want Axel Will to keep posting? He's being disrespectful. Okay, let's see what he said. So Axel Will is confused. He got hit with one of those Wile E. Coyote Acme. Let's see. Really, I'm being disrespectful. I'm not cursing. I'm just trying to make a point. Yeah, but you still haven't made it though, because you're saying the right side. What is the right side? Let's see. What is the right side? Oh, this. Oh, Axel Will. I remember this fucking clown. I remember him. I remember his ass. He's the one that told me that I might get my channel. I'm gonna lose my channel if I start deleting comments. And then I think one of his other cohorts was in there talking about if I make it members only, then I'm gonna have a problem too. All these experts though. See, a professional should not make that mistake. And if they do, they should be held to the fullest account. Absolutely, for such cost. Yes, absolutely. That's why they gave the guy 110 years. Now, I don't agree with the 110 years, but I mean, you know, that's a fucked up situation because dude's inexperienced, and the company let him go out there. See, when a mistake holds more weight, the punishment should be more strict. That's just calling it down the middle. Absolutely, absolutely. Go in a corner and think about what you said. Trucker, look, I tried warning you about mediators. Look, all these warnings though. Listen, Axel Wheel, what you got, like 600,000 subscribers or something? 800,000 subscribers. Do you even have a YouTube channel? You know what I'm saying? I never said anything like this. Said, what I said, your meter could cause you problems. Oh, yeah, because you have what, 700,000 subscribers, correct? Somebody check how many subscribers this dude have for him to be making opinions. You know, I love when people who don't know shit about what they're talking about, which he has not said what the right side of anything is. He's moving on. He's moving on now. He's moving on because he can't defend his own position that says I didn't do homework and all that type of shit. Now we've given you an opportunity to say what the right side of the issue is. You haven't said it. Now you moved on to mediators. Interesting how that happens. See, I'll let Trucker decide if it is okay. Yeah, I'm not tripping because I'm just exposing this bullshit. Everybody can see he's full of shit. Everybody can see he's full of shit. Actually, what kind of problems? Again, just running his fucking mouth. 3 subs and two of them. You see what I'm talking about? This I said this. I've said this. I did a podcast about it. I can't remember if I did a video about it, but these people that sit on the sidelines and want to be the coach. Hey, what evidence would you give to support the fact that you know what you're talking about with 3 subscribers? If I was a barber and I told you I've only cut 3 people's heads, would you sit in my chair? These people are lunatics that think it's because you can talk that means somebody should take your advice. You weirdo, you're a fucking weirdo. Leave that dude on here. I wanted to just destroy his ass. It's the actor Will busy word about what another man says, but you have no problem other people spreading lies. You, Stephen from Django. Yeah, and on top of that, we went. You know, he's got 3 subscribers. How the hell are you gonna tell somebody about a moderator? You don't even have a mod. You've never had a moderator. You can't have 3 subscribers be on here with your 3 subscriber channel and want to talk shit. Go get if you got another channel that's got more credibility, then come on here with that and talk. If you want to give me advice, have more subscribers than me, because that tells me you've done it before. Why would anybody listen to somebody who sits on the sideline and bark and don't have any excuse me credibility whatsoever? Get out of here. Anyway, back to the story. Back to the story. Uh, let's see. It was that old action program coming back for a moment because your attention was distracted while you were intending to do something else. Come on, man. But now, listen. You're talking about a mistake that we're not talking about. We're not talking about uh, a mistake that will cause you to bounce a check. We're not talking about a mistake that will cause you to add an extra zero to a check. Listen, those are not life-threatening mistakes. You're talking about a person who has a job to where if they make a mistake, it could cost somebody their life or their life. It cost somebody their many lives. So don't try to equate that with writing a check, homie. That's crazy. I don't even. You a psychologist and say that? But anyway, this is the last part of it. You see, this is another trial. This is another trial in which race has become a major factor. Why people want to Why people want to say that racism is not a factor? Like I just seen a video that Tulsi Gabbard. Do you know who Tulsi Gabbard is? She was the military vet that was running in the Democratic Party, and she was the one that kind of got into Kamala Harris on that debate, and kind of shook her up. And listen, in the debate, you should probably be prepared for all that. Kamala Harris was not prepared at all, and she eventually dropped out after that. But Tulsi Gabbard is that one. Tulsi Gabbard just came out with a video basically saying, look at Rittenhouse and look at Ahmaud Arbery case, and then because of those 2 cases, there's no more racism in America. That's basically what she said, which is absolutely ridiculous. Um, and this is why you shouldn't vote Republican or Democrat. You should vote for the person that you feel you want to vote for. Political party should never be a determinative factor on who you vote for. That's why I was so against that vote blue no matter who bullshit that my nieces and all that was or one or two of my nieces was promoting, because I don't give a shit if you're a Democrat. That doesn't mean shit. I'm an independent. I vote who the fuck I want to, right? I don't believe you should vote for a political party just because they're more likely to win than the other person. Fuck all that. You need to earn my vote. Fuck you. So this is another trial in which race has become a major factor. The killing of Wright, who was black, sparked angry protests and demonstrations for several days in Brooklyn Center, an inner city suburb of Minneapolis, Minneapolis St. Paul. Um, it happened while Derek Chauvin, a white officer, was on trial for the 2020 Minneapolis killing of George Floyd. Potter is also white, and that's probably what gave it so much attention. And people ask, well, why would she do that knowing this or that? No, no, they probably didn't know that. And even if it was a mistake, you got to pay for that, homie. You got to pay for that mistake. You know what I'm saying? If they're gonna get this dude 110 years for being a shitty truck driver, then they need to give you some time for being a shitty police officer. And can't or you don't know. Listen, you shouldn't be the police if you can't make that determination, because it's lives involved, other people's innocent lives involved, other people like the dude got killed, shouldn't even ran. Well, okay, that's okay. You can debate that, but at the same time, does that deserve a life sentence? Oh, excuse me, a death a sentence? Should running from the police There was no indication he grabbed for anybody's weapon or anything like that. So he's running from the police instantly become a death sentence in which there's no jury, no trial, no nothing. Should that ever be a death sentence? I don't think so, in my personal opinion. Trucker getting attached to the act can be carried. Said, don't thank me, thank Ticket TV for what heroin is. Ah, this was my point about being on the right side of things, but you've never explained what the right side is. So we gonna fuck around and just ignore you. See, these are smart will destroy your channel. Of course, yeah. We're just gonna ignore you. We're gonna. No matter of fact, we're gonna put you on timeout. We're gonna put you on timeout. Yeah, time your ass out. Go sit in the corner somewhere, weirdo. Selling in your local Dollar Tree for 66 cents a box. It's a hit leave axle. Let's see. Yeah, hit leave axle. Don't break your axles while you do so. Let's see. Axle wheel is all right wing betas always think cops can't do no wrong, and that they're protect cops and it's people's fault. These right wing weak weasels. Yeah, and he's talking about why you can't get on the right side of things. He never explained his position or he never explained his position, which I'm assuming is in my opposition. So he never explained that. I gave you an opportunity and you didn't take it. And you and I want to talk about moderators now. Why if you talk about the right side of an issue and I give you an opportunity to explain what that issue or what that side is, you don't take it and then you move on to moderators. I don't understand. That tells me you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And every time you come on here, I'm not gonna block you because I'm gonna let you sit in the corner, I'll treat you like a little child, and sit you in the corner. And so until you say something else, then I know you back again. Then I'm gonna hit you, put you on timeout again. You wanna play games? You can play games. Listen, so they always say your channel is going to die or be destroyed because they won't let them disrespect and disrupt your broadcast or comment section anymore. All right, right. They mad because like listen. If you gotta, listen, I don't mind dissenting opinions, but but we can have dissenting opinions. Just I mean, are you gonna tell me I'm wrong? Like if I'm wrong factually, then that's one thing. But there's no such thing as a wrong opinion. Now, could I be a lunatic for having that opinion? Absolutely. And you could call me a lunatic. You could say whatever. Hey, you're a lunatic for thinking that the police is not like the priests and they don't never lie and all that. You call me a lunatic for that. Is it growing up black? You're told to just vote Democrat, and that's a myth. Just because someone is Democratic doesn't mean they will be able to help you. Prime example is Joe Biden for number one. Number one, you're right. Number two, he lied, told he's gonna give him the 2,000, only got 1,600. You fucking liar, or 1,400. You fucking liar. And then he said he was gonna do the thing with the education. He said he's gonna do the education relief or something like that, and he didn't backtrack on that. Come on, man. Again. Vote blue no matter who. Fuck you if you believe that because that's bullshit. That's why they do the shit they do. They told you I'm gonna give you 2,000. They gave you 1,400 and you didn't say shit about it. Why wouldn't they lie to you on a consistent basis? Listen, if I had a girlfriend and I lied to all the time and she never checked anything, you think I'm gonna stop lying? Of course, I'm gonna lie anytime, every chance I get. I'm gonna be a fucking lying. If you don't check nothing, I'll be lying like a motherfucker. Where was you at? I don't know. I forgot. Is he asking what he posted for? Boy for opiates abuse. Yeah, crazy. He didn't do what he promised for HCB. I mean, there's so many I mean, pick a issue. Pick one. You know what I'm saying? Pick one. He not pressuring Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin holding up the show, and then fucking what's that? The one from Arizona, Cinema. What's her name? Whatever her last name, Cinema. He not pressuring them. He got. I mean, it's different thing he can do. He not doing nothing. He went out back on his profit for wiping student. Yes. And you know why that is? Because he's in bed with the credit card companies. Credit card companies are the finance companies. Finance companies finance these debts and shit. Man, that's crazy. Ripley Skaggs, hey Hood, I haven't seen. See, I have not seen you for a while. I hope you are well. Yeah, it's been busy. I got a ton of stuff going on. I got shit going all around. And then I'm on top of that. uh Technical issues sometimes. It just, I just be all kind of just, and then sometimes be late. I mean, like, people ain't gonna be up and all that. That just be different, a couple different factors, but we're gonna get it together. I need to make a schedule or something because we're gonna get it together though. Biden lied about dismissing some of the student loan debt. He's fucking trash. I hope Trump is running again. So I can vote for him back in the office. The fuck up the can you imagine? Can you imagine the shit that Donald Trump would say? Oh my God. Can you imagine? You can only imagine what he would say. He would say he was right all along, how the voting was all screwed up. Look, I came back and ran again. And I defeated it. Oh, I mean, that's gonna be crazy, man. That's gonna be crazy if he run again. Oh man, that's gonna be good. Oh, listen, I guarantee this. YouTube gonna have they Dracos out with that censorship. I promise you that. YouTube gonna have their Dracos out with censorship at the bullets. They gonna be they gonna be, man. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. I got restricted. Uh, I got restricted so many times, man. I just stopped talking about politics altogether. I couldn't say nothing without them shutting me down. So I think some of it was the way I was introducing the videos for monetization too. I think some of that was so I'm not gonna blame 100% on there, but and I think some of them eventually got unrestricted, but I'm gonna do it when the election comes up. Whoever runs, I'm gonna do it a little bit more cautiously. Put that way. See, both sides ain't shit. And see, I'm in neither side. I'm in neither side. People feel to be in groups, right wing, left wing, both full of weirdos and uneducated people, just fighting each other for nothing. Listen, uh, you're 100% right. Um, that's like, which one's better, Crips or Bloods? To me, it's the same thing. Which one's better? Which one's better? Let's see, Q Dogs or Alphas or wherever. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I mean, you might have different philosophies. Like, for example, you know, a lot of right wing, have problems with social issues like abortion, shit like that, and left wing they have, problems with all kinds of other shit. Like, they take, black people's vote for granted, and they talk shit like, say, unless you vote for me, you're not black, and shit like that, and they just have a sense of entitlement because, they know you're not going to vote Republican because you talk shit about all the Republican voters and people that do, but as they should. But that's why, I would advocate either um, voting independent and being an independent person and voting for whoever, or maybe like a third party or something, to where now you like competition, like they tell you, like right wing says, like a lot of right wings, a lot of Democrat people say that competition is capitalism and capitalism is good. Okay, if competition and capitalism is good, then why are you so against the third party then? That would be my question. Or a fourth party, or a fifth party, or a sixth party. You know what I'm saying? Like, spread that shit out. Make it so all these motherfuckers got to start acting right. Because listen, a lot of the politicians are controlled by money, and they call it political donations and all that, but it's bribes. We all know it's bribery. Because if you ain't got none, you ain't get, you don't have a voice. You don't got no money, you don't have a voice. Period. It's a Maryland shots. Trump and Biden are trash. I would not vote for neither one. I didn't. I voted for myself, and I got some criticism for voting for the hood trucker, hood trucker for president. I got some criticism. They was mad. Like, you wasted your vote. Do you know that if you vote for yourself is a vote for Trump, or no vote for Biden is a vote for Trump? They had all the sayings down, man. I couldn't believe. I was like, "Are you serious right now?" You talking about the dude that said you wasn't black, right? Is it Trump is greater than Biden though? I don't want to see no Kanye for president bullshit either. Hell no. I say I need the NY homie back in office. At least you know he's with the shits. I don't know about that. I don't know if he's a good choice. Bernie Sanders, all these goofs. Listen. If Bernie Sanders, now I will say this: if Bernie Sanders did see, here's the thing. I wouldn't vote for Bernie Sanders now, and I'm gonna tell you why. I would have voted for Bernie Sanders then because he was talking all he was talking much better than anybody else who was running for the Democratic ticket. But since I seen that he doesn't have a backbone, I wouldn't even vote for him now. Fuck him. Fuck him too. See, I'm with Joe. Both sides lie. I guess we look at it that way. See, I really wanted a student loan thing to happen, and I hope Biden would do the right thing. Fuck it, he lied. I hate the Dems now, so Trump will get my vote. I still wouldn't vote for Trump though. Let's see. Yeah, go up in the White House and beat people. It makes sense. Yeah, right. Exactly. See, Andre Johnson, just two different wings, but the same old bird. Right. Can I use that? I'm gonna have to use that. Two different wings with the same old bird. Ah, I like that. Andre, welcome, welcome. Louis Farragut said this years ago. He said the Dems promise shit they never deliver on because they know black people are desperate for somebody to actually follow through. Yes, right. Looking for the white people to fucking say something and do shit for them. Let's see who are possible candidates besides Trump and Biden. That is the question of the day right there. Because I do not have an answer for that. I have no idea. I know who I'm voting for. Hood Trucker. Is Hillary all that going back? Ah, nah. Ain't nobody fucking with Hillary no more. Fuck no. If they ain't gonna fuck with Biden is not gonna get what he got last. I guarantee you. It ain't. He is not an Obama, to where you get more. Even if you get less than you got the first time. Because even Obama was doing some crazy shit, but shit, dude. I don't know, man. I can't call nothing. I don't have nobody. No, I don't have. I I don't know. It's uh uh there is Kamala Harris in there. At least now you got a woman and a black woman in there. If some people say she's not black, I don't know. She looked black to me. I mean, she's a woman of color, so I see. David Dundee, I know Trump is fucked up, which is why I'll vote for him. He'll fuck up the entire country, not just one group. I'm good with that. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that, because when you ask him about some of these these white right wing extremist groups, aka like white supremacist type groups, a lot of times they don't have nothing to say. Or Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren, I could probably, I don't know, I don't know, but now I would vote now. If you ask me Elizabeth Warren over Biden or Trump or anything like that, I would, if I had to make a choice, I would go with Elizabeth Warren. I would go with Elizabeth Warren over Bernie Sanders, to be honest with you, because Elizabeth Warren with that action when it comes to them banks and all that. So I mean, if you just look at that, at least she didn't show a little backbone with that. Bernie Sanders ain't showed no backbone whatsoever. He just folded as soon as he could. So I don't know. Bernie sounded like he was headed on the right track, but by 2024, Bernie gonna be a dog die. Yeah, I wouldn't vote for that dude. He so you can use it, bro. I missed. Let's see what it. Oh yeah, okay. You can use. Okay, got that. Good looking out. We're looking out. Um. You talking about the saying? What is it? The two different wings, the same old bird. Yeah, yeah. I want to use that too. Let's see, Maryland child. I see. I can see where you're coming from, but it's sad if it comes down to two choices. Yeah. Let's see, Miss Obama for president. Oh no, she said something. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if I go for that. I don't know if I go for that. I don't think. I mean, I don't know. If she was to run, she would definitely have black women on board. But I don't know if I would go for that because she just said some questionable stuff, and then you're gonna have Obama back in there, and Obama fucked me up with that water incident. Like he was over there faking, talking about that water shit that you drinking that Flint water, and then old boy didn't get nothing but a traffic ticket. Like a he got he didn't even get. I mean, he got less than a slap on the hand. He's not gonna do no kill all them people and all them babies that's born fucked up because you want to make the decision to switch the water all of a sudden and you don't get nothing. You don't get nothing. And Obama was riding in a limo with him, man. I mean, come on, man. Anyway, at 24, Trump will be 78 years old. Listen. I would never vote for Trump. I don't give a fuck what happened. I mean, unless you had like you'd have to have some type of like really like ridiculous dude like but even still I couldn't see myself voting for Trump under no circumstance. I vote for the hood trucker before I vote for Trump. Fuck no. I ain't voting for no damn Trump. Hey trucker, do you listen to online debates from both sides or anything like that from left wing or right wing? Some yeah, I watch see I don't really watch a lot of like CNN and all that. I mean, if it's news stories like shit that happened or shit like that, but as far as politics, hell no. I don't listen to a lot of shit like that. Now I get both sides, but uh, Republicans is basically they're not changing their side. They're not changing their views. In other words, you're not gonna have a candidate completely change everything because they're not gonna vote. They're not gonna vote for him. You got to get somebody that's gonna toe the line. That's why if you don't toe the line, that's why look at Cheney. What's her name? The one that's speaking out. She is not going to be reelected. She's not going to be reelected because she's going against what the Republicans want her to be for. They want her to be for all these lies about the election and all that. She's not. She's not with that. She's a stand-up woman. She's a Republican, but she's the only one that got any balls to stand up against Trump and all the rest of them clowns. She's probably not gonna get elected for that too. So you can't I know that I'm not a Republican. Uh, I don't have enough Republican ideals to be a Republican. Now, do we agree on certain things like certain business practices and shit like that? Yeah, but I don't have enough right wing or Republican ideologically to consider myself, especially on social issues. But no. See, Joe Biden will be handing out $500 stimulus every week due to memory loss. Of Bernie Sanders would be shitting on himself. Yeah, I have a feeling he might come with some more checks. I have a feeling that he might come with more checks when it gets closer to time. Which would be a massive insult, right? I see Biden and Trump would be in nursing homes. See, I ain't voting for Michelle. Yeah, you connected to Obama. I don't know about that either. It's if it comes down to Trump and Biden, I'm voting for Hood Trucker or I will start my own campaign. Right, man. Come on, man. If Obama is done with that White House, yeah, I don't think she would run it either because maybe she's seen too much. You see, I would do like Trucker and vote for Maryland Shots. Said right. Yeah, Maryland Shots. Why not? And only reason Biden ran with Kamala is so if Biden catches Alzheimer, Kamala would be handed the spot to be the first female colored president. I believe so. And plus, he needed black women. He just said some crazy shit. He got that crime bill, and he was being asked about the crime bill, and he never apologized. And if you and I have a video on my channel where I showcased that video that he did. I might re-release it too, especially during the election. Um, like the upgraded, like a up, like a maybe a reaction to my own video or something like that. But he shows it. And he says, "Now I don't care about where you come from. I don't care what your situation is. Basically throw you in jail and throw away the key. I don't care what your situation was." See, there are YouTubers from both sides. They debate their ideas. It's not mainstream just on YouTube. Some of the debates are crazy. I think right wing are the craziest, both sides, if you listen to them. I would say so because a lot of times the right wing lie. Like I mean, you have the big lie, like with the election shit. I mean, they talking about Hugo Chavez and all kind. I mean, they were just coming out all kind of different shit. And then they had 60 something court cases or 70 something that they threw out of court. And they were saying that what it wasn't factual, it was procedural. Why they threw it? Get out of here, man. I mean, that is a lie. Like, and then a lot of people to believe like they were lying and people talking about Trump gonna be back in office in April and March and in June and July and August. I mean they're just full of shit. Michelle knew what Obama did with him drinking the fake Flint water. I can't rock with her or him. How do you turn on your people in such a manner? He's a race traitor. He also was in the limo with the dude that did it though. How you gonna be? That's like me riding in a limo with somebody that killed my brother or something. I mean, that's ridiculous. Like, why are you in the limo with the person that committed all this stuff? We could call it an atrocity on your own people, and you riding in the limo with him. Come on, man. That was. I mean, when I seen that, I was highly disappointed. Sherette Cabrini Greens drill up in the building. Both wings are trash, and you are 100% right. 100% right. Now, listen, we're gonna shift gears, right? We're gonna shift gears. Do I got this? Let me see if we're gonna shift gears to the weed thing in California. And the reason why it's important is because I'm gonna explain why. I've been getting approached, and I think I lost the damn article. Let me see. Let me see. I lost the article. I can get it back. I can get it back. Give me a second. My sister sent it to me. Oh, here we go, right here. Uh, it's a story from the AP. Look, California pot companies warn of impending industry collapse. And this touches home for me because here's the thing. Oh, I gotta read from that. I don't, I don't, I don't want to get in a drug related, a drug related industry. I don't give a shit about how much money it makes, and I'm gonna explain why. Right? Let's see. About to invest in some weed and see where these potheads get me. Well, here's my take on that. Right? Again, behind the scenes, I have relatives. Okay, got you. I have relatives that are um, promoting uh, doing business in the weed industry. I just for a couple of a few different reasons, several reasons actually. I'm totally against it. One, like I used to sell drugs illegally. I don't want to get back into the business of selling drugs. That's number one, and I have my own personal reasons why. I don't think that you know we should be selling drugs to our own people. Okay, you got the medicinal purposes and all of that. I get it, but not everybody, especially is illegal for recreational use. I mean, listen, I drink alcohol. I do, what else I do? I mean, I might hit the weed a couple times, but nothing, cause nothing drastic. Like again, since I've been a truck driver, I haven't smoked any weed. But but here's the thing, like when I used to smoke weed, I used to get lazy. So I don't smoke weed because it makes me lazy, right? And you know, I used to sell drugs, but now I have a different take on what we should be selling. Now, if you have medicinal stuff and all of that's one thing, but me personally, I don't want to sell somebody something that's gonna make makes them lazy and gonna make them just want to hang out at the gas station and rob people because I'm too lazy to go to work. I can't get a job because weed stays in your system for what 30, 60, 90 days, and then you can't get a job. You know how many times I didn't offer my friends jobs? I could get them a job based on my word, and they won't go. And then I had a friend of mine that I had him a job. He had like 6, 7, 8 months experience, and he didn't show up for the drug test. I already know why. But listen, I'm not gonna, because they test us all the time. I get random tests all the time. And I talk so much shit a lot of times. I think they be thinking that I'm on drugs. I talk so much shit, but I'm not on any drugs, dude. So, but that's one of the things that like I've seen in my personal life how weed has affected people in their job pursuits. Well, I can't go get that job at the post office because they test for weed. I can't go over here at the whatever have you because they test for weed, and I smoke weed. What? I mean, to me, that's if you let weed stop you from if you let weed stop you from getting a job, listen, come on, man. Let's see, bring Bush back. Usually, okay. Let's see exactly. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Obama's in the limo on stage with him, drinking the fake water, all that stuff. Yeah, crazy. She's about to invest. Okay, not physically, but in weed stocks. That's probably the safest thing you can do because then you can hold on, let me take this down. Then see the way stocks work is this. Like when you invest in stocks, you can invest two ways. One, you can invest in a way where you're betting on the company grows, or you can invest in a way the company fails. So they call investing, I guess you just, I don't know what they call it if you do it the traditional way where you say, hey, I'm gonna buy the stock low and I'm gonna sell it high. Um, but when you buy stocks and you short a stock, you are betting that the stock will drop. Like he said, like the dude from Tesla, what was his name? Musk. Elon Musk said a lot of people were shorting his stock, meaning they were betting on him to fail, which is understandable. Like you got this new car that you got leads a ton of regulations, all that. So I get why you would short that, but shorting can get you in trouble because if it goes the opposite way, you're in trouble, dude. You got to pay that. A lot of people have lost. That's how Robinhood got in trouble because they stopped trading on a particular stock and all that because a lot the people that was invested heavily in it was about to lose their ass, and Robinhood stepped in and stopped that shit. I'll never fuck with Robinhood either. Manuel better probably see, the undersigned Miss Manuela Pop of French national. I am currently hospitalized in an emergency in Nantes due to my state of health. I am sending you this message to ask for your consent to undertake a donation project. Having lost my husband and 8-year-old son in a fatal crash for the past few years, I have had I have not had any family or children who can recover my fortune. I'm in a lot of pain and I'm scared and can hardly sleep at night. Now, I chuckle because I have seen people run a scam like that, so I can't promote that because I don't I mean that's on Facebook, that's not on the YouTube. So I'm not gonna condone that at any. I just I didn't pre-read stuff, so I read it. I can't trust that. I can't vouch for that. I can't do nothing for that, especially if you're on Facebook. Okay. Um, I have me a spliff every now and then, but I don't go broke over that shit. Like some like broke over that shit like these others running around. Yeah, I mean a lot of these dudes they spend their last dollars on that shit. See, Marilyn Shelley, like Michelle Obama, I think she has more good traits than bad. But Barack, on the other hand, he is related to Dick Cheney, and so I'm not surprised. He related to Dick Cheney. I ain't never heard that before. America only legalized weed once, then they learned how to make money off it. Now, if you say America legalized it once, I don't. I think that it was legalized because they didn't know anything about it, and that had to be years and years and years and years ago. Now, are we gonna get to that the legalization part of it and why I don't fuck with it either? Because uh, you might as well go get a PPP loan. And I'm gonna explain why. I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna explain why. People die just because they're too high and they make ops in the streets. Next thing you know, they're too high to even defend themselves. Right. Scalping. Kids don't invest what you can't afford to lose. Well, see the thing is, shorting is a different animal, and you got to be careful because if it blows up, you got to pay. Like I don't I know that you can lose everything, and you got to pay that. So that's why they stopped that shit, put the brakes on that. Because if you just let it go, because I think it was GameStop or something. They was it was a thing. It was shooting up, and I guess they shorted it, and they were losing their ass. And they was finna lose the entire. They was finna lose everything unless Robinhood stepped in. That's why that shit is. That's why I don't really like to fuck with that shit. Like, it's rigged. A lot of that shit is rigged. Like, how can you let Robinhood step in and stop trading? They weren't supposed to do that, man. And then nothing. I mean, that shit just wouldn't. There was a thing for a while, and nothing ever happened. They let it go. Ella, that's exactly that's extremely sketchy. 100%. Thought the person was begging for money when I first saw it. Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't do that. I mean, that's on Facebook. It's not even. They're not even a. First of all, you're not even subscribed. You just peeped in, and I didn't even notice it, but I got a whole bunch of things going on and stuff like that. So, what are the thoughts on Tesla in the car? What are your thoughts on in the Tesla the car in general? I've never driven a Tesla, but I do know that they absolutely do not want you working on them cars after you buy them or buying salvage vehicles and all that. Because the crazy thing about Tesla, which I don't know if I like or not, and I don't think I do, is that they still have control over that car even after you have fully paid for that car. So, for example, that dude that rebuilds Teslas, Rich Rebuilds, I think his name of the channel is. He'll tell you how he's had problems with using components from other vehicles and putting them together, and then having to pay certain stuff to get them to work on that car the way they're supposed to work. Like, for example, they have this thing called fast charging, or supercharging, and which you pull up to the pump and it charges your car really fast. If they have the control whether or not to turn that on your car on or not, which is crazy. They are still controlling that car even though you own it. That's why I will never live in an HOA neighborhood, because I don't want you to tell me shit. And I've heard horror stories about HOAs in that they have sold your property because you're behind on your HOA dues. Listen, I'm not finna spend all this money, $300,000, $400,000 on a property that you control. Fuck no. You out of here. I might as well rent something. Fuck out of here. Facts. Dick Cheney and Barack Obama are related. Really? I didn't know. I didn't hear that. I didn't know that. I didn't hear that. Yeah, that's crazy. So, uh, here's my general take on the weed thing. So I have people behind the scenes trying to encourage me to invest and do these different things. Right now, here's the thing. Just like in the early pandemic, I pay attention to detail. Like, people say I'm crazy because I like certain things on a woman. And if you do this and do that, because I have paid attention to detail. I'm really detailed. I used to have a detailed business. Well, I still kind of do, but in which you have to be detailed to be a detailer, right? You can't be a detailer if you're not detailed. So some people think I'm weird because I look at certain things on women in a detailed way, and because if you don't have those things, then they think I'm crazy, right? So during the early parts of the pandemic, okay, my niece was going on her way go to Vegas, right? And one of her cousins didn't want to go or couldn't go or whatever, based on the fact that her boyfriend company that he worked for wouldn't allow him to fly. And the reason why they didn't want him to fly is because of the pandemic. Now, think about it. Think about it. Now, the rest of us, right, mere mortals down here with the rest of everybody, you know, there wasn't a whole lot of information circling around. And matter of fact, Dr. Fauci has said, yeah, you don't really need a mask. And it come out later that the reason why he was saying that, so most everyday Joe wouldn't run out and get a mask, and that the nurses wouldn't have masks to wear. That's Dr. Fauci should be put up on charges for that. I feel because you misinformed the public about masking, and then later on you admit that you lied, and the reason why you lied was in favor of the nurses. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I mean, can you imagine, especially during that time, uh, how many lives he could have cost because you running around saying that masks aren't really that big of a deal, knowing that they are, and the reason why you're telling the public that is because you you want to save masks for nurses. At that time, at that time, I mean, it wasn't really known. They thought it was a specific mask, but at that time, you could have put anything up in front of your face. It would have been better than nothing. Uh, you know what I'm saying? Like GT basketball, yeah, 100%, man. He was. I mean, listen. You talk about mistakes. That's a blatant lie that you told that cost. I'm sure cost people their lives. There's probably no way to verify that or monitor that or prove that or anything. But if you're running around telling people that you don't need a mask, because you don't want people to run out and go buy masks, which would create a shortage for nurses, that's irresponsible, dude. Because you know you lying, and that's different than making a mistake. You know you lying, and who knows that the reason why a certain person went into a store because you listen to you because Dr. Fauci said I don't need one. Go into a store, catch COVID, and die. Come on, man, that's crazy. See, that wasn't even a mistake. That was a purpose. Right, right. So, uh, I say that because the company that dude worked for understood and obviously had information that the rest of us didn't have. But sometimes you gotta read between the lines. I read between the lines a lot. I don't necessarily come up with conspiracy theories, and I might not even know the reason why you're doing certain things, but the fact that uh, that this company did not allow their employee to fly was telling. I immediately caught on to that. Right? He's the devil. They wiping out old people so they can have the 401ks and lost. Right. I mean, I don't know about that, but I mean, you never know. I don't put nothing past nobody now. I wouldn't necessarily come out and promote that, but I wouldn't put nothing past them either because I don't have any proof. I wouldn't put nothing past them either. So, uh, they don't let this dude fly. Why not they letting the dude fly? That was my question. Like, why are they so adamant about absolutely telling him you fired if you get on there? I said, this company knows something the rest of us don't know. Now, and that would be, and I don't know what company he worked for, but I just thought that he worked for a major corporation. I didn't know that, and the reason why I knew that, I said, well, damn, who does he work for? I don't know, but it's some big company. That's what they said. I don't. It didn't even matter because you mean to tell me that people who are made work for major corporations don't get information before the rest of us do? I mean, they need to make financial decisions. They need to make sometimes they need to make financial decisions based on the health of their employees or what's going on in the rest of the world. They need to make financial decisions based upon what's going on in the world. And if you are saying I am not allowing you to fly, period, that's a financial decision. Corporations don't make decisions based upon whether or not they like you or not or anything. That's a financial decision. Finances in a corporation are paramount. Finances, even if you say PR, all everything get traced back to finances. People like to have a good put forth a good PR foot, so to speak, because it relates to their finances. Everything in a corporation relates to finances. Period. A lot of times they'll let you die if they if an insurance case or whatever, they'll let you die if it's beneficial to their bottom line. Period. So when they did that, I was like, they know something. They know something. And I might not even know the reason, but I'm gonna model what you do based upon the potential that you know information, and it struck me because they refused this dude to fly. That means that they are adamant about you not flying. So they must have some pretty concrete information. Now, it was already revealed that Trump already was talking to the people in China, and they were saying, no, he's talking to that reporter dude, and about his conversations with the people in China or whatever, and he was saying that it's way worse than the flu. They already knew that. So now think about it. You don't think Trump has business friends that's still in the business? He claims to be a multimillionaire or even a billionaire. And so you don't think he has friends? You don't think he gonna like think about it. If you was the president of the United States, you're not gonna tell your homie, hey, don't stop flying, dude, because they got this shit going around. Even though you need to tell the public something else. Oh, don't worry about it. It's cool. If it's so cool, then why are you telling people not to fly? That's why I said I pay attention to detail. That's why you got to be real detailed when you fuck with me, right? People think I'm weird, but that's why. So I pay attention to that. So then, the next thing that happens is that they get pissed. My cousins and them get all pissed off and shit like that, right? So then all of a sudden, a month or two later, it all blows up. Everything blows up. So the thing just like, and I reverted. And so I said, see, I told my niece, I said, see, that's why they told that dude not to fly because everything had blew up. It was still in the early stages at that point. Like nobody knew nothing. And then all of a sudden that shit blew up where, this shit is massive and there's all of that and all of that. Right. So I'm explaining this story here and now because it came to fruition. That little thing, that little piece of information that I got, that dude company would not allow him to fly. That set off a red flag in my head, and I was like, this is really, we need to take this shit serious, right? So then that's where I started. Like they talk about masks, I started wearing masks and all that stuff, right? Even before it was a thing. So then I said, okay. Now you look at the you look at the you look at the you look at the let's put him back on timeout. I told you, let's put you on timeout again. So, so you look at that, right? Okay, you got the guy. They said, "Welcome back, meth head." No, he's back in timeout. He needs another 10 minutes or so. Because you already come over here with the question marks. Okay, you're not you haven't you're not remorseful or something, whatever thing. So, okay, you look at that, right? So I look at that small detail, and I said, okay, we need to look at this. Now, have you ever seen that movie Bake? Have you ever seen that show Bake Car, where they have the car, and they go through the ready to learn. So he's still listening. He ready to learn. He ready to learn. We ain't learned the lesson yet. But they have the bait car. And the bait car is where they stage an argument like with a man and a woman, and they just leave the car. It might even be running, the keys in it. And they got these idiots that come over there. They see that and they jump in the car, and then they lock all the doors. It's the police, and then they shut the car off, all that, and they go to jail. That's the bait car. Look, people sometimes cannot help themselves. They have to take the bait. PPP loan, perfect example of the bait car. They said, okay, you get these dudes that have figured out how to get PPP loan. They circulate in the hood and they say, hey, you can get a PPP loan. You can get one. You can get one. I need a percentage though, but I can get you one. They took the bait. Now you got people that's on welfare getting kicked off of welfare. They'll never get welfare again because you done took the PPP loan, and this is a federal thing, and welfare is a federal deal, right? Poor little TT. That's a the big car. The big car was a fake show, but they actually do that thing. I don't know about the show, but they actually do that thing where they have bait cars. They have bait cars where they do that. PPP was the biggest piece of oh my goodness. And I'm gonna tell you how the weed industry is even a bigger piece of steak because let's see, they was telling people you don't have to pay it back to right, exactly, right. So fast forward to the weed scenario. Okay, now look at this. In the same way that I'm looking, in the same way, same way that I'm looking at the dude that couldn't fly, is the same way I'm looking at the weed industry at the fact that it's only legalized in the state. It's not federally legalized yet, but it's legalized in the state only. And Joe Biden has not is in office, ain't did shit about it. He ain't legalized weed. Obama was in office. He ain't legalized weed. He was a weed smoker. Matter of fact, Kamala Harris was an admitted weed smoker, and she ain't did shit about legalizing weed on the federal level. She even fired. They even fired a lot of people in their office due to weed admitted. They didn't do any testing. They asked them on a questionnaire, "Have you ever smoked weed or something?" And if you said yes, you're fired. So they're firing people in in the White House for using weed, not getting caught with it, not using, for using, for admitting, doing a dirty test or anything like that, but honestly answering a question about weed use. They said yes, you got fired. Kamala Harris did the same exact thing on the Breakfast Club. She still has her job. Now let me tell you this: if you don't think there's privilege and people in high places don't have a above the law attitude, you're sadly mistaken. You're sadly mistaken. So you don't want to sell weed because it makes people lazy or because it's federally legalized. Both. I mean, that's just one reason. I don't want to put that out. It's gonna make you lazy. See, Kamali isn't going to do shit until the white man tells her to. I like Kamala, but I gotta be real about some things. Yeah, okay. So the government are bigger criminals than the blood and the crips, to be told. 100%, 100%. They just know how they do that. It's a Kamala has reefer lip, right? She's smoking them what is it? Them purple, them grape swisher sweets. So here's the thing. So from a moral standpoint, I don't want to put the thing out because it makes people lazy. I don't want to make people lazy. That's number one. But from a legal perspective, I don't want to sell weed or get involved with the weed industry in any capacity whatsoever. Aside from my personal opinions, right, which is the weed thing, and I don't really want to do. The other reason why I don't want to do, because I think it's like, to me, it's cheating. Um, because I don't think that selling weed is a respectable business or anything. Because you basically like a drug company, and I don't respect drug companies either because they do the same shit. They just do it on a level that they can't get caught. It's not on the street corner. It's kind of like on the street corner because they just created pharmacies that they could sell their drugs. And when that dude came into the that questioned that dude about the pins for the cancer, and he didn't shot that drug price. All they do. I see the documentary. All of them do that. All of them do that. So I don't respect drug companies either. Also for the fact that um, they will make it so that you can't claim any cures or anything like that based on supplements. I get that part of it, but at the same time, you can't even say cure when it pertains to any type of you know what I'm saying? It's illegal to say cure. So people see it's addictive and people who have low control as well. Yeah, I mean, so you and I differ on this one, and that's okay. Yeah. Oh, because look, I'm talking like I'll talk about my own opinions why I wouldn't sell it, but I'm gonna get to the legal part of it here in a second, right? Um, let's see. Pharmaceutical companies are the worst. America was built on bootleggers. Some of the richest people got their wealth based upon bootlegging. They got it because there was a prohibition and they made alcohol illegal for a certain amount of time. And crazy, even to this day, I went somewhere, I forgot where I was, but they don't sell. Was it Georgia? No, it was New Mexico. They don't sell alcohol on Sundays. I just think it's totally ridiculous. But anyway, um, what's going on, Alvin? What's going on with you? What's going on with you? Let's see. ECM basketball channel. I'd rather be a pothead around me than an alcoholic. That's your personal opinion. But I'm gonna tell you this. Um, as far as, to me, me not wanting to sell weed because it makes people lazy is less important than the legal part of it. So that's just my personal opinion why I wouldn't do that. I mean, even if it's legal, that's why I wouldn't do it. But and then we difference of opinion too as well, because I don't like some weeds. When you smoke weed, a lot of time people get stupid and they ask dumb questions and shit like that. As opposed to alcoholic, we on the same level, and I can relate to an alcoholic more than I can a weed head sometimes. So you ain't gotta worry about potting, whooping your ass, or going off. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. The motherfuckers get mad too. Let's see, pot is a natural substance, but nowadays it's getting laced with a whole. Oh, we ain't gonna talk about that, because I seen some shit. They doing the concentrate, so they doing the extract, they doing THC extract and all. They didn't make it to a science where they can, how they do the supplements and all that. They can do the same thing with weed now. I mean, it's gonna be, if it ain't happened already, it's gonna be a time where they say you can't overdose on weed. That's gonna be bullshit, because they don't pull all that. They gonna make that shit so potent that you can eventually start ODing on that stuff. Because you remember, the more you smoke of a substance, the more you need of it to get high. So they got to make that shit stronger and stronger. These motherfuckers smoking that shit, man, to kill a horse down there. Get a horse high. uh, you know what I'm talking about? So, uh, as far as the legal standpoint is, now here's the equivalent to what I saw in that initial stage of where dude wouldn't wasn't allowed to fly. See, I think more people get anger off alcohol than weed, but either way, both are controlled substance and should be taken. And I look, look, uh, I don't think that should be a factor about whether people get angry on nothing. So I don't think that's a factor. I mean, people run around and be angry. Look, I got this motherfucker in here talking about they're angry about me and whatever I run my channel. So I don't think it has anything to do with whether or not you smoke weed or not, or drink or not, or who's gonna get angry or not. People are angry that's not even high at all. So uh so the uh 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 the thing that I'm looking at, though, the same way I looked at the guy who couldn't fly, is the fact that it's legal in certain states and not federally, right? And and I don't know if you know this or not, but the federal law supersedes state law. Anything that's illegal federally, um, state law don't mean shit. State law don't run nothing when it comes to laws. Bullshit. If it's illegal federally, state law don't mean shit. So if you get pulled over by a federal agency and get caught with weed, I mean, if they want to, they absolutely could charge you with weed possession. Absolutely, even in a state that is legal. If you think I'm lying, look it up. If you think I'm lying, I did my homework on this too. If you think I'm lying, look it up. State law does not supersede federal law. Now, how does that tie in to banking, which is also a telling thing? Because guess what? Let me read David Dunny's comment. I've had several people who are weed heads around me, and when I was in school, and they are as bad as anybody else. Listen, people have that misconception that you're gonna be sleepy and all that. Some people smoke weed to get up. Some people can function on weed. They just need it to high. And guess what else? Guess what else? Have a pothead around you that don't have any pot, and see how they act. You talk about, I'd rather have an alcoholic. I mean, I'd rather have a pothead around me than an alcoholic. Guess what? Don't give that pothead no weed and see how they act in comparison to that alcoholic guy. I done seen it. I done seen it. I done had girlfriends that smoke weed and they be on one day when they don't have no weed. So do not see that dude was high off that ticket TV and called it brown promethazine. He probably, I mean, I ain't seen it, but I don't know. You don't tell. See, most people that smoke weed can be chill as hell. I know a lot of people that can drink because they can't drink because they get crazy. That's true, but also we marijuana is addictive. And guess what? Those same people that smoke weed uh and be chill, go hang out with them when when they want to smoke weed but can't for whatever reason. Whether they can't find it, they can't don't have no money or whatever have you. Go hang out with those chill people that don't have weed. I guarantee you they're gonna be on when you'll be like, you used to be so chill all the time. Why? Oh, you must ain't got no weed. Okay. And you can't tell me that you don't know the weed head to be acting stupid that ain't got no weed. You mean to tell me you ain't dated a woman that smoked weed and ain't got no weed and she ain't been tripping with you? Stop it. My personal experience with weed heads have been cool. Everyone's chill, no drama, and have a great game of spades. Alcoholics, you pray, you get a happy drunk cuz. Here's the thing though. What about them same chill people that don't have weed though? Weed heads? Don't make a weed head go without weed for a certain amount of time. Then you see the crazy. You see why they smoke weed. Some people need it to function off their dependency on weed. And guess what? If you need something to function, you're gonna be upset when you don't get it. So yeah, potheads have never caused me any issues because they smoke pot around you. Be around those potheads when they don't have pot and see if you have the same opinion. Me personally, I feel like alcohol makes people act different from themselves much more than weed. That's probably. I mean, it lowers inhibitions, and some people that don't drink a lot have a lot more problems than people that drink all the time. And again, you're gonna have people that act all kinds of different ways or a lot of different stuff. Like for example, not me necessarily. I don't really like to be around potheads that aren't used to being high because you get stupid. Like you get asked stupid questions, and like I don't like. Look, if I'm drinking, I like to be chill. I like to drink around other people that's drinking because or either that I have to be drinking to associate with a pothead because potheads get stupid. And if you get drunk, like I'm like a happy drunk, a good chill drunk, but and if if I get drunk and you high, we could hang out because you acting stupid and goofy and I'm acting stupid and goofy and that. But if I'm not like if I haven't been drinking and you've been smoking, you're gonna annoy the shit out of me. It might be different here in the South. We had one guy in our dorm who was a weed head, and he was very violent. I mean, you can't just. There's not a monolith. Like people act differently on weed. Like, and sometimes it's personality. Like sometimes your personality can supersede whatever drug or high you're on. Like, have you ever said, or talked to somebody who be high or something, and they said, I got so scared I lost my high. That happens. I mean, that doesn't mean because you high you ain't gonna never fight nobody. That ain't the reason at all. See, I've seen people back in high school use weed and alcohol to gain control over women. I don't respect that shit at all. That's a thing. That is a thing. Matter of fact, where did I see that at? I seen a thing that they sell online. It's a thing that where women can put on their drink to cover it, and so that they won't slip nothing in their drink. Man, Bill Cosby, that's what he was accused of, using alcohol and stuff, drugs and stuff to get access to women and stuff like that. Whether or not it's true or not, I think he kind of admitted to it. I think, but I mean, there's a reason why you have all the drugs that you can possibly think of, and then but you don't use any of them. There's a reason for that. I mean, no, Joe Brown and what's the other judge? He can say all the process procedures and procedural stuff, but you can't explain to me with no plausible explanation that why you would have drugs that you don't use around. Why you have drugs that you don't use around? Like I don't smoke weed regularly or anymore. You'll never catch me in any weed. I drink alcohol. Uh, I mean, if you might find me with some alcohol, but that's about it. Cause that's what I consume. I use that. Like meth and cocaine and all these other shit. You'll never find me with that because I don't use that. See, I've never been around a pothead who got violent because they couldn't get a dime bag. Now alky's different story. Well, you ain't hung around enough weed heads then, because they might not get violent, but I guarantee you they get cranky. I don't, and again, here we go again. Just because you haven't experienced it, Maryland shot, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. I believe we had a conversation behind the scenes about how your internet is good, but you can't understand how internet is bad in other places. The same thing. Sometimes people look at their own cubicle, their own bubbles, and they want to make determinations about the entire state of America or whatever. I mean, it happens. I've been around weed heads that be cool, and some that don't be so cool when they don't get weed. Something, it's just anything like heroin, same thing. Like listen, heroin's not alcohol. Heroin is a drug that you get chill on, but approach somebody that ain't had heroin before. I mean, or can't find heroin at the time when they need it. It's the same thing. Let's see. No, but I've seen it done in a more compliant way in terms of they're fine with smoking until the smoke spliff laced with something that strips them off their ability to control themselves. Yeah, I mean, that. I mean, that's. I don't listen. That's you shouldn't do that either. Don't be lacing people shit. I know a dude that he got some mental issues. He was a star quarterback in high school, and somebody slipped him something and he fucked him up in the brain and shit. Don't ever do that, man. That's dangerous. It's a common thing, still an issue. Everyone has a different world and perception. Yep. See, Maryland, I've been around plenty of people that can't get weed and still function. Yeah, but again, there's weed consumption, just like there are like you want to say an alky in the same way you can't say that every alcoholic acts crazy and wants to beat people up when they get drunk. You can't say that everyone's chill when they don't get weed or something like that. So you can't be for one thing and against another when there are people that do the opposite things in each segment of the people that you're trying to condemn or trying to talk shit about. Because I know people that I don't even fuck with. That drink and they get in trouble. They want to get beat up all the time. Like I had a friend in high school. This dude would get knocked out every time we go to a party or something. I had to stop fucking with him. So it's not. There's no one. But then there also is people that when we go to have chill, it's chill. Um, and we don't have a problem at all. I mean, does that say that all alcoholics don't have problems? No, but at the same time, you can't say all weed heads don't have a problem either. All the ones I've been around, yeah, you ain't been around every single weed head. I'm sure this. I'm sure this. You can go on YouTube right now and go look at a scenario where the dude or the person can't get any weed and they're throwing that fucking tantrum. I guarantee you'd be able to find that on YouTube. Yeah, it goes both ways. Absolutely. You can't just say one is better than the other. No. I'm saying it from my perspective, it makes you lazy. Drinking alcohol may give you a hangover, but it don't make me lazy ever. So I could go drink all night, wake up in the morning, conduct business. Now I might have to take a couple of aspirins or whatever case, if that was the case. But it's not gonna make me lazy. Like I don't want to do that. Like even Cat Williams say, um, like he made a joke how like he got a light bill or something and they said I can't pay it and he said oh fuck it. We's got a thing in it that just says fuck it. Again, I don't want to necessarily sell nothing like that, but more than that, more than that, it's a legal spectrum. Let's see what Maryland says. It said, like you said, trucker, your life and my life experiences are massively different. I respect your point. All of the weed heads in my life have been mad chill. The ones around you, not. Now, I haven't said that either. See, now you're putting words in my mouth. I didn't say that. I'm just saying that there are chill alcoholics too, just like there are aggressive people that can't get weed. I'm just saying you can't say that these people are this and those people are that. You can't say that because you haven't been around everyone. It's like, for example, you haven't been around me. I'm a chill alcoholic, right? I'm a chill alcoholic. I chill. I know, you know what I'm saying? If you now, uh, Don't think that if you get aggressive at me, or if we in the thing and you step on my shoe and don't apologize, oh, it's on cracking. But just like it would be in any time. Like if I get disrespected, oh, he's just drunk. No, listen, if I get disrespected, I don't care if I'm drunk or sober. It's going down. Uh, Same thing with a weed head. What you gonna say? A weed head, if he get disrespectful, if somebody approaches him in up on the street or whatever, that because he smoked weed, you're not gonna fight? Come on, you can't do that. Can't do that. Chuck, I agree with you. The only perspective I can give you is my life experience. Yeah, but you also have to understand that just because you smoke weed doesn't mean everybody is chill. I mean, there are people that go on shooting sprees that are high. You look, people like you see, like Minister Society, matter of fact. Them dudes is smoking weed on the way to go commit a murder. Are you gonna tell you? How you gonna tell me in Maryland? You know this because I showed you that clip. What are they smoking in that clip? They're smoking weed because the dude said, "Give me my weed." They're smoking weed on the way to go commit a murder. That's real life shit. So listen. You can't tell me about a pothead and what a pothead do and this, that, and other because there's no one thing that a pothead does. Just like there's no one thing that an alcoholic does. Stop it. Now back to what I'm saying. Uh, the legal thing is this: it's a federal supersedes state law. That's number one. Number two, if you do you know that if you have a weed establishment, a legal weed establishment in California or Colorado or anywhere they sell weed and it's legal, you cannot have a bank account that's associated with those weed transactions. They will not allow you to take credit cards. It's all cash, and that's because it's federal. Now, that you don't think that's telling? You don't think that that's telling? Because guess what? If the feds ever want to crack down, the banking system is going to be caught up in that, right? Guess what? They didn't allow the dude to fly because they knew some information. You don't think that the major corporations, you don't think that they would love to allow credit card transactions to be involved with that multi-billion, trillion, gazillion dollar business? Of course they would want that. But it's a reason why they don't, because they know they got the feds hanging over their head. They can move anytime they want to. Guess what? We'll let y'all do what y'all do down here. We up here and we can't be involved because they can do that anytime. The banking system, period, is not involved. You don't think that's telling? You don't think that's significant? That the entire banking system, you can't have a bank account, you can't do financial transactions. You can have an ATM store in the building, which most of them people, most of those weed stores have. They have an ATM machine in there, but you cannot swipe your card for weed. You cannot put your money in the bank that has anything to do with that weed business. That's telling. Understand, Trucker, your point has been made. All love, dude. Yeah, because I'm always right. In New York City, the people who smoke weed and take perks before they go on drills and decrease the sensitivity for the murder. That's what I'm saying, man. You can't tell me nothing. Listen, I be in the hood, man. You can't tell me. Listen, I don't even want to speak too much, but I'm telling you, motherfuckers smoke weed just because they smoke weed and that it's still. But that doesn't mean that you don't do. I see people get beat up and beat people up and shoot people, all kinds of shit on weed. You can't tell. Or alcohol too, though. So I drink alcohol. I'm not going to defend alcoholics and say they don't beat people up. Yeah, I've had friends myself I can't hang around because you don't know how to drink. I'm an experienced drinker. If you don't know how to drink, I can't fuck with you. I don't care if you beat people up or you just don't know how to handle yourself. You falling all over the place. I don't take babysit you all night and all. I don't fuck people like that too. So as I'm saying, like you can't just put everybody in a basket. Let's see. You and I share the same experiences. You see, Marilyn, I agree. They down a perk or two and smoke a split and go spin the block. Find some, yeah, they do, man. Trucker, that's crazy. What I feed you. Right. So listen, it's a reason why these banks is not getting involved with this industry. And I'm telling my people, like, dude, I'm not. Listen, I'm looking at the. I'm reading between the lines. I'm not I'm not I'm not getting involved with that. Say Joe gets crazy when he doesn't go go trucking. Trucking is crazy when he doesn't go trucking. Listen, I'm not listen. Listen, if what's good, you know what I say, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If it's not good enough for the federal banking system, the banking system to not get involved, why the fuck would I get involved? You know how much money they stand to make if they're involved? And why are they not involved? Listen, I don't know why you motherfuckers ain't involved, but you motherfuckers know something, and I'm gonna follow your lead because I'm not getting involved. I'm not getting involved. Listen, if common sense is not common sense, but if you don't know that you should know that federal law supersedes state law. Understand that. They say then when the police look for the right after they don't have the common sense to flee the state, but instead go back to the block. Yeah, you can't get a bank account as a weed dispensary. Yes, you cannot. You cannot get a bank account. I mean, you might listen. You now. I'm not saying that there aren't ways that you can get around it. I mean, but you're setting yourself up for money laundering because I don't know how they do it. I know you can't have a bank account. You can't put weed money in a financial institution. You cannot do that. You cannot put weed. You can't put proceeds for an illegal act in a banking institution. And if you do, that's money laundering, and they're gonna come take that. Bet that. If you don't believe me, go look. You don't believe me? Go look. I did this homework because best believe I was interested. You can't, but you can, but you can't have a company account. But here's the thing: if you are storing money from which the proceeds were derived from an illegal federal act, they can come and seize that shit anytime they want to. They can come seize it anytime they want to and charge you with money laundering. Because guess what? You are depositing money into this bank account that were derived from illegal activities. Even though there's legally state, it's still federal. The banking system is federally controlled, right? Federally insured and all of that. So guess what? Guess whose rules you have to abide by? Not the fucking state. I don't even give a fuck if it's a state bank, even if it's named, whatever state bank. It's a federal I don't know if institution is the right word, but it's a federally controlled entity. And anything that's federally controlled has to uh, is under federal law. And just because it's selling weed is cool in certain states, first of all, it's not cool in every state. And secondly, uh, but the banking system is controlled federally, and the feds control all banks basically. There's certain rules and regulations you can't do and all of that. You have to abide by those or they'll shut you down. So if you have a weed business and okay, let's say you open a bank account under the hood trucker, right? But I have a weed business, and I take those weed proceeds and put it in my personal bank account or whatever bank account I want to put it in, whether it's a detail shop or a clothing shop or whatever. But the proceeds came from there to there. That's money laundering. Ain't no way. Yeah, you can function. Ain't no way out of that though. Ain't no way out of that. They come the Fed and best believe the Feds is coming. It would be an individual owner. Nope. Nope. You're getting proceeds from an illegal activity, and that's because, but the states legalize. Doesn't matter. Federal law supersedes state law. If you don't believe me, go look it up, please. After a while, they will track the dollar bills and get the bottom of it. There's a reason all that. But see, not only that, where are you going to explain where you got these proceeds from? They don't even have to do. They don't have to track the dollar bills. All that. Okay, okay, homie. Show me where you made this money. Show me where you. Oh, you affiliate. Oh, you don't think the Fed's gonna do all that? Oh, you affiliated with this weed? You don't think they're gonna file you? They gonna, they might see you go to the weed store or whatever. Or they gonna, man, come on, man. Listen, if they want you bad enough, they're gonna stake you out. Look at the mob. Go ask the mob about them. See, that's why drug dealers stash their money under the mattress. Right. Especially if it's large sums of cash. Under this, you buying weed, you got all these transactions like that. You cannot have a bank account that's legal. Now you can have one, just like I can have a PPP loan. That didn't make it. That didn't mean it was legal. See, I just talked to a guy that owned a dispensary the other day about this. Truckers, right? Yes, you can. Listen, I have a cousin that has a major dispensary. I have a cousin that has a major dispensary that end up he ended up quitting. Now he works for the bank. Well, he had a major. He quit and works for the bank. No, I take that back. No, he worked at the bank and now he works for the dispensary. But yeah, even he said you can't handle bank, dude. And listen, there's a reason. There's a reason. Do you think okay? Do you think if the feds want to crack down on the weed and the banks are involved, do you think the banks want to be involved? The banks don't want to be involved in that. That's why they not. I don't even know if they can or not. Like if they want, I don't think they can. I think legally they cannot participate in that. Period. Because it's federal law that it's not. That's why they won't do that. And see, motherfuckers are just totally. Oh, it's legal. Oh, it's legal. Motherfuckers just totally bypassing that. I'm telling my cousin, like, dude, you know that shit is not legal federally. If the feds, listen, if the feds raid your house, hey, I'm doing it's illegal here. I'm like, fuck you, get out of here. Shut up. Sit down. And by the way, get your ass in jail. Yes, yes, you are. Yes, you are. See, the feds know that you have a weed business, so they're not going to ask. Okay, go ahead and believe that. Go ahead and believe that. Don't believe me. Don't believe me. Don't even research. Just believe that. Just believe whatever you said. Yeah. So let's see. So where do these companies deposit the money? They rake in $100,000. Now that I don't know. That I don't know. But I guarantee you who do know. I bet you the feds know. I bet you the feds know. Just like that's like saying where do illegal okay, let's not say it's not even say it's legal. Where do people that sell cocaine deposit their money? Cocaine's not illegal anywhere. Where do people who sell cocaine deposit their money? Yeah. Sometimes they bury it. Sometimes that's the bait. That's the bait, man. You got it. You got it. That's the bait. Listen, the shit is rigged. The shit is set up. So they can listen, they just waiting. You know the term lying in wait? That's what that means. Lying in wait. They are waiting. They are waiting. Just like Alec Baldwin said in that movie Glengarry Glen Ross, they are waiting to give you their money. They are waiting to take you to jail. Watch my Mark. Listen, if it ever happens, I want you to remember that on what's the day today? That the Hood Trucker called it on Saturday, December 18th, 2021. Watch what happens. Not if, when the feds come down and crack down. Fuck around and get a super right wing Republican president and watch what the fuck happens. Watch what the fuck happens. If you think I'm playing, listen, it probably will never be because you know why? They're gonna give up their leverage on that situation on the weed thing. They know it. They know that it's just the weed is like alcohol, right? Uh, it's the same thing. It's you can get high and crash your car just like you can get high. You can get GTM basketball. Appreciate the cash app. Thank you. Appreciate it. Um, you can get high and crash your car. You can get whatever, like all kinds of different things, right? So they know that weed is just like alcohol, but for whatever reason, maybe they learn from their mistake. Maybe what they feel like, damn, we should have never legalized alcohol. We should have kept it. We should have kept it. You know what I'm saying? Because you see how it progressed, right? And at one time it was illegal. So it could be that after they didn't done whatever their research is, that they come to the conclusion like we should have never allowed this to be federally legal, so that we can have you know we can always uh, we could always enforce the federal law whenever we wanted to. Because just because you break a law doesn't mean law enforcement needs to enforce that law. For example, how many times you've been pulled over for a speeding ticket and he said, "I'm gonna give you a warning"? He could have gave you a ticket. Trucker snitching allegedly. No, I'm trying to warn y'all, man. Y'all can get involved with that shit if you want to. I'm gonna be sitting right here saying, "I told you so, motherfucker. I told you so." Karma Sunshine, welcome. Salute Trucker. Love your show. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate you stopping by. GTL basketball facts. Um, yeah, see, the live you did on trucking safety was awesome. You should do more content like that. Thank you. I probably will. I mean, I know a lot about the industry and all that and safety and stuff like that. And maybe I should do more. Maybe I should do more because maybe it'll save somebody's life because maybe could somebody could have watched my show and pointed out to that dude that maybe could have used either your parking brake or used the ramp or something like that. Maybe I'll do more of that. Maybe I will. We'll see. Let's see. Bow to head out. But salute trucker. We'll be back later if you're still on. Yes, we're gonna do another one probably like 9, 10 o'clock, something like that. I need to get off of here in a few minutes anyway. Take care of some of my business I need to take care of. Salute to the chat, stay blessed. Awesome. I'll should have you come stop by later. Um yes, and look, again, people think because the feds ain't did nothing that listen, just because you ain't did nothing, don't mean you ain't gonna do nothing. Look, like for example, I'm giving you a perfect example. I ain't never robbed no bank, but that don't mean that don't mean that that just means something before I actually did it. So if I was to walk in and go rob a bank, I didn't rob a bank before I robbed this one. Same thing. Well, the hood trucker not a bank robber, and then you see me on the news robbing a bank. Well, he used to be, didn't you know what I'm saying? So just because they ain't did something yet, don't mean they ain't gonna do nothing in the future. That's number one. Number two, that is always on the topic. They always have that over your head. Anytime you get into a situation where something is legal in the state and is not legal federally, you should be concerned because they can always come through and enforce that. And when they come through and enforce that, they taking everything. They taking everything. Let the federal government fuck up something and they need some money. Guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna come in and they gonna raid every single weed dispensary all at the same time. Just like they do in the hood. Like, they rob all the dope houses all at the same time, so you can't one jump to the other one or one to the other one, whatever. They're gonna hit them all at the same time. Watch. Watch. Mark my word. December 18th, I called it. Now, it don't fucking matter what it says in the state. Have you ever heard of the forfeiture law? If you on a plane, let's say you got $10,000. Do the federal forfeiture law that I believe somebody said, and I don't remember who said that truckers in the middle of the woods with the uh, 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 what was I saying? No, you made me forget what I was going to say. Let's see. Somebody said that Joe Biden. That's what I was going to say. Somebody said that Joe Biden was responsible for the forfeiture law. I didn't know, and I still don't know. I forgot to do the research. But if that's the case, he ain't did nothing, and he had every power to do something with it. But what they do is they don't have to charge you with a crime. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to prove anything or nothing. They just say, okay, well, we're taking it. That's the federal forfeiture law. We're taking it. Cars, whatever. We're taking it. So, so if and when, I'd say more when than if, they come in with that federal law about the weed shit, and they gonna start taking people's uh, illegal bank accounts. Because what they're going to say is, these are proceeds that you made from the weed industry, and you have all this money in this other bank. It's amazing how you can get all that money from the other bank and not be able to explain where all this money came from. That's amazing how that happened. But let me get, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take it off your hands just so you don't have to explain. Yes. No, it will definitely save some truckers' lives. You are the only one I see speaking on what to do to protect yourself. Oh, and I prefer potheads over alcoholics. Not me though, because I'm a laugh. I'm a laugh, you alcoholic. I'm a laugh, you alcoholic. See, Joe, okay, awesome. So yeah, and he ain't done nothing about it. So here, listen, they listen. They holding their cards over their chest. They done made the weed industry lucrative. You got Snoop Dogg and got all these different entertainers in the shit. And look at a lot. Look, you got the dude from Kid and Play. It's got a weed dispensary. Listen, listen to me very carefully. The reason why you get into the weed business is probably because you don't you're not doing very well or something like that. Because listen, any advisor, if they're advising you to invest in weed that's not a stock, which I don't even know how that's gonna work, but that's not a stock, is weed on a stock exchange? By the way, that's a good question. I don't know. Is weed businesses on a stock exchange? Because if that's the case, if you can't have a bank account, how the hell can you be on a stock exchange and because your what do you call it is based on your earnings? Interesting. That's a good question. I don't know. Let me see. Let me just look up something real quick. Let me look up something. Let me see one thing. Okay, I just looked it up. Let's see, and just to confirm that it's on Google. Dispensaries themselves usually can't use any services provided by banks or credit unions, such as direct deposit, checks, or credit card transactions. Financial institutions risk losing their charter or license to operate if they accept any funds tied to cannabis. All you have to do is Google it. There it is right there. Right? Anything tied to that. Now, I don't, which I'm not going to look up right now. I don't know how, if that's the case though, how you could trade stocks from a weed dispensary if you can't use banks. I don't know. That would be, to me, that would be a risky deal. So you're an intelligent man. Once you explain it, all to all falls into place and makes sense. I would have invested before this. Again, I don't know. Now, stocks is uh, that's something different. See, I just don't know. I just don't know how uh, if you can't use a bank, how you can verify earnings and which are directly tied to a stock price. Your earnings matter, but I don't know how you can do that. I'm just not now. What I do need to do is maybe do some research on that. Like, how is it that you can trade in weed stocks, yet the companies that sell the weed are not allowed to use banking institutions? I mean, so that would mean that there's really no way to prove earnings. I mean, can you? I don't know. I mean, can you have a balance sheet and all of that shit if you don't have a bank account? I mean, I guess theoretically you can, but would you trust somebody's business balance sheet, whatever, all that shit, if you can't even have a bank account? I don't know. I mean, I don't invest in that type of shit, so I don't know. That's a good question. I might do some research on that. See, Hood Trucker spitting these facts. I hope Axel Wheelboy is listening. You know what I'm talking about, man? You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, they be thinking I'm just like that's a weirdo dude just drive a truck all day. But I mean, look, I love. I'm a sponge of information. Just like I'm a sponge of just different exotic food. Which I'm gonna go back to that. I'm gonna go back to that place. As a matter of fact, when I get off, I'm finna smash this. Um, so yeah, that's crazy. Um, I mean, that's a good question. Like, are they like how does that work? Like to do trade stocks in a business that you can't have a bank account for? I don't know. So that's a little Joe. Okay, the bodies in the woods is funny. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how that works. So I'm gonna do a little research into that. But awesome that y'all could come by. I'm gonna get off of here. Awesome that y'all could come by. I got some running around to do. Um, I was gonna try to get a haircut today, but got on live. I meant to do 2 hours. I did 2 hours and 44 minutes. Fucking with y'all. No, I love doing lives. Y'all come in here. I love the whole experience and all that. I said, thought you didn't like the smell of fish. I don't like the smell of fish on people. Now you run into the fish market. Yeah, I mean, I'm a seafood guy. Just if it ain't supposed to smell like fish, that fish shouldn't be there. If it ain't fish, it ain't supposed to smell like fish. If you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Don't be smelling like fish if it ain't no fish. No. You know what I'm talking about? Don't do that. So look. Uh oh. Before I forget, speaking of fish, I'm taking these, and they said no gummies or whatever, but they're working pretty good. Okay. Now I'm gonna have a link to these in the description as soon as I get a chance. Go check them out. And then we got these, the Lyposheric Vitamin C. If I can find a link for this, if they have a thing, I'm gonna put it in there. I think you can get them on Amazon though too. These are like go look up Lyposheric Vitamin C. You'll see why these are much better than anything you get in the store. Because basically the absorption, it's like when you take 1,000 each package is 1,000 milligrams. But I'm gonna tell you like this: it looks exactly like snot or a loogie or something, and but I guarantee you that the absorption from this is a lot better. If you get in a situation where you're feeling under the weather or something, take some of that. It's good for cortisol reduction, which is the thing that causes belly fat. Oh, I'm taking this shit. What else I got in here? Oh, go get you some Yakima. The Naifa told me that's how you pronounce it. Get you some Nakiva and some. I got some cucumber in there and some mango, and it's got that spice on there. I forgot the name of it. It's a little spicy. They put it on the Mexican corn, and they put a bunch of stuff. What else? Oh, I got this iPad. Excuse me. This yeah, the iPad holder. I can't find the one I actually got, but it's awesome. It holds the iPad right where I need it to hold. I'm not gonna tell you where because they be trolling me. They be wanting to call it DOT, but it's a cup holder iPad thing. I'm gonna see if I can find a link for that. The one I have. If it's not, then I can't support that. But this one has two USBs, so you can power uh, two devices on here. I don't know what if you got an iPad on here. I don't know why you need two devices to power, because and then it goes to up to 13 inches, so it fits. My 12.9 iPad fits perfectly in there. So I mean, I've been looking for one of these for a long time. I just saw one the other day, picked it up, and it works perfect. Y'all seen all the credit card stuff in my wallet? Ain't no numbers in there though. Y'all thought you had me. Look, we're gonna get out of here. Still on that G shit. Yeah, I'm in Georgia on that G shit. But we gonna come back. Let's see, what's 4:30? Probably about 9 or 10, something like that. We're gonna try to get in there, and then got some things to do, people to see. I wanted to get a haircut, but I don't know. I could probably get it tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow's Sunday though. I think they close at 5 though. I'm not sure. Anyway, who cares? I'll get one. I'll get one. I'll get one somewhere else. Damn, I kind of wanted a haircut though. I may cut my own hair. I might, I could cut my own hair too. But anyway, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna get out of here, and check out the links in the description. We're gonna have some new ones. I'm gonna have those in there. Listen, they're not fishy at all, and there's supposed to be no. There's no gluten. There's no high fructose corn syrup. No dairy. No synthetic dyes. No artificial flavors. It's just, but it's not fishy. I don't know how that works, but it's been. I've been feeling the differences, like in my back. You need omega threes is good for muscle building, stuff like that. It's good for the hormones, keep the hormones in check. Like especially when you get like 50 in my age, testosterone production. You need cholesterol and omega threes and all that kind of stuff. I don't know exactly what you need, but um, you need all of that. Let's see. How's your friend doing? They're doing okay. Um, that's about as good as they can be. Trucker running from the police in the woods. Walmart for the gummy Omegas ride. Posting the affiliate link. Absolutely. You can get them on Amazon too. Um, Looking forward to the night. Okay, awesome, awesome. Okay, so we're gonna get out of here. Appreciate y'all stopping by, and we're gonna get back at you real soon. Take care.